to the Comedic Roundtable. My name is Christophe, and tonight we're going to talk about different subjects. One of them is sports and home workouts and how people keep fit during the COVID crisis. There's not many of us online. You can see it's because, as I told you, the subject is working out. Most comedians in our group they find this subject very strange or unknown to them. So obviously none of them have any material because they've never worked out for obvious reasons. So I'm just you only have fit people in this group, which is cool. I'm going to start with the first fit person who is going to be first. I'm going to start with Ken.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up, man?
What's up with your camera, man?
Yeah, I
Sorry,
just see a
mine?
K. I just see a letter K. It's a nice letter, but you know.
Oh, it's because I'm sharing it on Instagram for the moment. Okay, let's
Oh, okay,
maybe this. Just wait 1 second. I remind me. I have an old phone. Jen Marie actually told I had a flip phone. So I'm doing my best right now with technology.
Oh wow, flip phone. That's retro.
I
Huh?
mean, my grandma has a flip phone. It's okay, Ken.
Yeah, but your grandma is not a comedian.
I know. It's sad.
I mean, maybe she has good stories, but
She probably does. Like one time my grandma, it was funny when I came out of the closet. She outed my little sister. She's like,
you can
you
see my
know.
face now.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Tell us
It
about
was
your
probably.
workouts, Ken.
Oh, yeah, my workout. It's actually I try to work out quite a lot. I know I don't really look like, and the only thing that really raised is not my muscular mass, but my hair. But in this case, it's kind of weird because all the gym are obviously closed, and it's hard to work out in my small tiny room here. But it's good because it made me twice as fit. Because every time I want to work out, I have to move all the furniture in a different way, and this depending on which workout I want to do. So right now
Mm,
it's in yoga position, planning on doing shoulders and back. Yeah, I know, back again. Uh,
yeah.
Tonight I have to put the chair in the in the middle of the apartment where people actually go. Don't give a fuck. Being fit is more important than having a social life, anyways. But the
Definitely.
problem is that the walls of this apartment are paper thin, really
Mm.
paper thin. Like, when I tell you paper thin, I know how many sleep apnea my flatmates do. That's how thin it is. The other day, the neighbor from above dropped a glass. I thought we were under attack, man. Kim Jong Un hasn't been seen in 1 month. Now he's down to fuck up the earth. Like, damn. So it's kind of weird because I make all those little noises when I work out, and
Mm.
now my flatmates think that I'm masturbating, and he doesn't understand why at every end of masturbation when I come to orgasm it ends up like one more, two more. And I know he's in the room just right now. He's listening to all my bullshit. Yeah, but he doesn't really understand why I'm masturbating from 7 to 9 Monday, Friday, and Saturday. Strange routine to have sexual arousement.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe you found a good streamer.
Mm.
Maybe,
True.
who knows?
True.
And it's
Yeah.
hard to say. Hey, don't worry. I'm doing my gym, and then I have a show, and then I make all these noises. So he's kind of confused. He doesn't know which show I'm talking about. If I keep my clothes on and off, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I try to actually keep working out. But the thing is, he doesn't understand. When I say he, I'm talking about my flatmate. He doesn't understand why I'm working out 8 hours a week. I'm eating super clean, and the only thing that got bulky is my right arm. But the cool part,
Genetics, man.
the
Genetics.
medics
Gotta
That's
be.
exactly.
Gotta be.
Oh God, definitely some pills for right armor and left armor must be that. But it's cool to do a workout at home. I can actually listen to podcasts in the same time I'm working out. I can actually lift tiny little weights and not feel like a pussy. And when I'm done, my shower is at the crawling distance, so that's fine. That's really cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Which
that's pretty
really
awesome.
only, which really ends up to one point. It's that yes, I'm using tiny weights. Yes, I'm crawling when I'm done, and that's for one good reason. It's because even when I'm at home, I'm keeping social distancing. I'm never too close for my dignity. Never. I, I'm keeping it far away.
All right, man, that's cool. Cool. I
That's
appreciate that detailed explanation.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
I'll
That's
have
why
to add
I'm
some
like.
follow-up questions
That's why I like
later.
to do this on this show because I'm pretty sure nobody's gonna listen to it. So at least I can say that out loud.
Right. I feel like like with the whole thin wall situation, like your roommates don't confuse you. I think it's weird that they're not confusing that you're actually having sex with another
Yeah, I was
man.
thinking the
It's just
same.
weird.
Yeah,
No,
they
no.
know him too well, right?
Okay, can I add one more story that has nothing to do with working out but sex and
Uh-huh.
flatmate? Okay,
Sure.
so here is the deal. My flatmate is the coolest, really coolest guy ever, but he's gay. Okay? And how did
Ken,
I
we've had this
learn that? No, 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 no,
discussion.
no. Let me finish the story. How did I discover that? One day it was 2 a.m. and I was asleep and I woke up. I just needed to pee. Okay, and like every normal human being, I just wanted to go to the bathroom. Yeah, okay?
Okay.
And it's literally 3 meters from my door. And I open my door and I see a man and I'm like, oh, you're not my flatmate. Oh, you're a man. Oh, where are your pants?
I feel
And I
like you
had a
should have
hard
just
time
invited him
sleeping
in
after
your
that.
room, Ken.
All
What?
right.
He would
Could be
bought
worse.
that. He would have bought that. Yeah. Was he at least good looking, Ken? Like, come
Not really, but huge penis.
on. See? You can. So, Chris, like I was telling Kent, I don't know if you were on last week. I think it was last week. For a little while, I mean, I don't have good gaydar. Okay, like so sometimes I think straight people are gay people are straight, whatever. I was gonna bring one of my male friends to meet Ken.
All right. Okay. I would not have said Ken.
Well,
Um,
I mean, of course Nikia, but they all thought it was a girl, so I was like,
oh yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
can't, give that false pretense. But
Oh gosh.
All right. Cool. Cool. What about you, Jean-Marie? How have you been doing your sports this week or last month? This general COVID crisis-related sports.
so okay, like you all know, like I've run a lot, right? Like I run a lot, but it's been giving me time to like really think about things. Like the other day, I was thinking like my friend choices. Like I love my friends that I have, like love them. Okay, but like in my past, I've had friends that I guess they're not friends, but acquaintances, whatever, that I wish I would have made my best friends, especially
Okay.
during my runs, right? Because like there was this one lady who told me she knew how to poop. Like physically could make herself poop before runs. I've
What?
caught myself
Wow.
twice during a runs where I had to poop in the woods. So I'm like, I should have made that person my best friend to teach me how to poop before I ran. Like,
Yeah.
so I've been questioning my friend choices lately.
I think it's never too
Um,
late. You can always befriend a porn actress. Apparently, they can do this. They can do the same, but not before a run, obviously. But then,
but she told me so like our first meeting was like, hey, I was like, I was like, I'm a lesbian, you're a lesbian, like I run really fast. And she was all like, I run really long, like ultra marathon type thing, right? And I was like, oh, how do you do the pooping thing? Because you're running like 100 miles. And she's like, I force myself to poop. And I was like,
Wow,
how
I
do
couldn't
you
do that.
do that?
That's awesome.
And she's like, yeah, I have all these methods like of force. And I was like, okay.
She's
And
like,
but we never
use
became
the
those
force.
that type of friends where like she could have like showed me how to do it. I'm like,
Can you
now
not
that I'm running
add her on Facebook or
outside.
something?
So I have her on Facebook, but I don't know if it would be weird to be like, hey, you remember when we met a year ago and you said you could forcibly make yourself poop? How do you do that?
Well, you can lie. You can say, I'm going to run an ultra marathon next week and having some pooping
Mhm.
issues. Something like that.
Like,
You know?
dude, I want to post a picture right now on Facebook, but I don't know how to be taken. But I did take a picture of my poop today. I had to run quickly
Why?
No, because it was crazy as fuck. Like I only had half a mile to go to my house, and I was like, oh no. I was like kind of, farting, and I'm like, ooh, if I make a mistake right now, I'll shit my pants.
Oh, yeah. It's a short. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's been my experience. I mean, also I'm lifting a lot more weight than Ken is right now. I've seen his
Everyone is,
Instagram
right?
post. He's talking about moving furniture, but he's got about 10 pounds on his waist. No, but
I don't
love
know how
you,
much
Ken.
I don't know how much a pound is, but yep, I guess so.
So you're lifting about like how many? 5 kilos.
All right,
Right?
that's pretty
Yeah, but
Is
my ego is really heavy, so I guess there's that.
my IKEA couch that comes apart super easy is super heavy too.
Okay, point for
But,
you. I don't have I don't have anything from IKEA.
Damn it. Are you like one of the rainforest activists that don't like?
No, I'm just poor.
I thought IKEA stuff was for poor people.
Yeah, true. Actually, the thing is,
Ken's
no.
like, I'm super poor.
In Luxembourg, you can't get to IKEA if you don't have a car. Because there's no IKEA in Luxembourg. Only rich people can drive there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Ken's skateboard won't carry it all. That's weird.
Dude, if I bring a bed from IKEA on my moped, I'm the fucking boss.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's awesome. But yeah, so I've just been. I also got a bike. I got super excited about that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I have a road bike that's a 26 speed. Didn't realize that I was buying a commuter bike that's only an 8 speed, and the place I live in right now, an 8 speed is like I literally am drenched in sweat after bicycling for like a half a mile because of how hilly it is here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so, yeah, I hate it. But I have to tell my wife I love it because she bought it for my birthday. So,
you bought the wrong bike. Oh,
so I
damn.
just keep riding it.
Oh, the wrong wife.
It's amazing. I love
Can you
it
not
so
upgrade it or
much.
something? In computer games, you can always upgrade stuff. Does that not work? Can you not buy more wheels or something?
I told her, I'm like, I'm going to take those fucking fenders off. I think they're slowing the bike down.
Exactly. Just pimp it. Pimp it out,
So, yeah, that's been my workout situation lately.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't see the other people. I don't know if they're online. James, are you there? Or the other person just says fellow gister. I saw somebody, but I think she left. I'm not sure if she's still there. If James is not there, then I'll...
Yeah, I don't see anybody.
Okay. Well, we can just...
James is on mute.
No, because the other day I went running myself, and there was this old lady. She was starting to overtake me. She was on a bike. I was running.
Okay.
But it was the slowest overtaking ever. It was so annoying. She was, from the moment I could see her my peripherals to when she overtook me, it took almost 5 minutes. It was literally like she was annoying me, and she was next to me the whole time. And then I started running the same pace as her, just to motivate myself a little. And it was so awkward. 5 minutes we were just next to each other until I was too tired, and then she finally, she left my eyesight. And I think 2 or 3 kilometers before I couldn't see her anymore. It was really, really, really awkward and really annoying. She must have been the slowest cyclist ever. Because I run around 11 kilometers an hour. She's not that fast, but still not slow. I mean, for a bike, that's slow.
Right.
So, and that was really annoying. And like the only thing that I do to maintain myself. There's our next person. You're back.
She's not gonna go.
No? All right. No worries.
I also have a story of a bicycler while running, Chris.
Okay.
But she was like 8 years old. So first we're coming down a hill, and I'm like, oh shit. So I'm trying to like go down the hill as fast as possible, even though it's hurting my knees, you know. I know I look 12, but I am 35, and there's some miles on my knees. So I'm like, fuck, she's got me. So she's 8 years old. Around that age, I'm assuming. I don't know. She's got to be under 10. But she doesn't know how to gear, like how to change the gears right away, right? I fucking take her ass on a hill, and I am running so fucking fast on this hill. And she's like, all of a sudden she starts clicking, and I'm like, fuck this! And I turn off on a trail. I'm like, fuck you! And I just turn off. I was so like, she's not gonna get me. No, fuck her. So, but yeah, that like, I mean, she did overtake me, but because of her like brain power of how to click through the gears, she didn't have it, so I took her on that hill.
You have to, you know. I mean, they have to learn. When they're that age, they have to learn that it's not that they're not the best.
That's how I felt too. Like, I was like, I made my nephew run a mile every time he fucking picked the soccer ball up when he was 3. I was like, you know, I don't care. And then I would beat him in the half-mile run too. But
and that's how they get a workout, you know. I mean, kids need a workout. Like in my school, for example, when I grew up, when I was 8 or 9, there was a kid in the class who was fat, and he would get beat a lot, you know. Not
okay.
After a while, it stopped. I mean, once I stopped beating, no, it wasn't me. But it would get beat up, so I didn't really care, because that meant I didn't get beat up. You know, I was always the weakest, and he was a fat kid. But his workout was running away from the bullies. You know, that was his workout. It's awesome motivation to run.
Was it Ken?
They do look similar, but if that guy lost 40 kilos, could be Ken.
Oh,
no, but I mean, I think it's, you know, kids learn. I'm sure he's really famous now. He's probably a famous runner, or not.
Or
you know?
He's been beat up.
Yeah, exactly. Or he's just in jail or something, but clinically depressed.
I gotta keep up with him. That's cool, whatever.
Yeah, and nowadays bullying is not allowed, so kids don't get a workout, and they just eat more.
Let me tell you a story about bullying, though, Chris. Okay, so my mom was the biggest bully in my childhood.
Okay.
So the first fight I ever got into in life, it was crazy. Like, so my mom, she believed in, if somebody talked shit to you, you fought them, right? So if anybody so if anybody talked shit to me or my twin sister, first off, I think my mom already knew I was a lesbian at this point, so she was like, it's whatever, just fight them. So my twin sister was getting picked on, right?
Okay.
And she got in the car crying, and we're in this fucking Astro van. The Americans will get that joke. It was an Astro minivan. So so we get in there, and my sister's crying, and she's like, Lorraine's picking on me. Only other brown person in Iowa. Okay. So I'm like, oh shit. Lorraine's picking on you. She's been held back 4 times.
Oh shit.
So this chick is like 6'2" already. We're only in like 5th grade. So I was like, I really hope Lorraine's not picking on her. My mom goes, where does Lorraine live? And my sister goes, down by Fulton. My mom drives to this fucking street, and we see Lorraine walking home, and my mom goes, I'm crying because I already know what's going to happen. And she's like, you either get out and fight her or you fight me when we get home. And I'm like, well, fuck, I've already fought you a couple times. I keep losing, so I guess. So I jump out of the car, and so I'm only 5'2" right now. At the time, I might have been 5 foot. So I go, yo, Noreen! And I bum rush to the ground. And I swear we were fighting for 5 minutes. I was swinging my arms. I got into the ground, and I jumped up and ran to the van. And like, so my mom goes, hey, Valerie, if they ask you what happened today, say it didn't happen on school grounds. I'm like, I go, Mom, am I about to get in trouble for this shit?
Well, it's like proper Fight Club.
Right.
Mom's Fight Club.
Right. And then she goes, what do you want? And I was like, I want that baby blue North Carolina jumpsuit that I saw at Finish Line. So she gets me this. Because I guess I won the fight. I didn't know what happened. I get to school the next day. Girl didn't even look like she was in a fight. I got called to the principal's office, and he was like, J. Marie, what happened? And I go, like, whatever the fuck his name was, Mr. Principal guy. It didn't happen on school grounds. Call my mom. So yeah, it was amazing. That was my first fight ever. Like, I didn't know what to do. But she didn't look like she was in a fight. When he asked me if she had been in a fight, I looked at her and said, I feel like that was the girl I attacked, but I don't know. So, but yeah, now you can't do that anymore, I guess. It's weird.
Yeah, probably not. Most likely not. But
I think my mom would go to jail now.
Probably, yeah. Plus, you have 100 people filming it with phones and stuff. There'd be so much evidence against you. It's like instead of a drive-by, it's like a drive-by, Fight Club. And although attacking a kid that's 1 foot taller than you are, that's pretty ballsy,
But it was like,
I'm not sure the judge is going to put that as an argument.
So,
I mean, you killed her, but that was a ballsy move.
Ballsy move. She was tall.
But my mom was 4'8", and I could have brought her in and just let her talk and been like, I had to fight her or the girl. I don't.
Yeah, true. And you're right. Yeah. So yeah.
But yeah,
So do you guys do push-ups? Any of you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Hell no.
See? I've been challenged for push-ups. 22. I did 10 the other day, and I was like, oh my God, I can't record myself doing this.
Yeah, it helps. I'm in a push-up group with friends of mine, so every day we have to do 100 and record it and send it in a group. It was 100, fun at first. Okay. Now it's just a whole chat with stupid videos. Nobody even looks at the videos anymore, because it's always the same stuff. So I don't even know if they're still doing it. I haven't seen any of them. I haven't watched the videos for months. But it does help. I mean, I hate push-ups, though. They're the worst thing ever. Every time I start, I'm like, why is this earth so heavy? Why?
And you did 100 in a row?
No. 100 a day.
Okay, because that would be fucked up.
That would be fucked up. No. I just do 425, sometimes more.
The only thing worse than push-ups is running.
What?
Yeah, I hate running too. So.
I feel attacked.
But at least with running, after a few kilometers, you get the endorphin high. With push-ups, you get nothing. You just get sore muscles and.
No, you're just not pushing enough. That's it.
Dude, okay. So for push-ups, I'm about to block this dude from my Facebook who keeps challenging me because we have military friends in common, and I have not posted a push-up challenge video yet. I'm just gonna block him. You guys have convinced me.
Yeah, but I'm sure those can do a lot.
Stop fucking making me look bad.
Exactly. I said, why don't you run 22 miles? We'll talk about that. I did call them weak ass legs though one day.
Oh, I think I saw that actually.
But I mean, 22 miles. What the fuck? Even if I'm about to take a drive of 22 miles, I'm hesitating. I'm like, I'm not sure if worth it.
I feel as though I would rather do like, so I would combine it a little bit, you know. I'm trying to, so right now I'm in the transition of not the actual transition, but like trying to train for a triathlon. So I trained up for 15 years of running. So I did that part. I've been training for 10 years of bicycling. I One day I'll start swimming. Like I feel as though, you know, because people are like open water swim's not the same as indoor swimming.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm like, so
Yeah.
will
I
I
mean,
drown?
I mean, it's way harder. It's way more fun, though. So much more fun.
I mean, I would
chase,
try
like,
to
big
combine
fish.
it too.
Oh, yeah.
I would try to combine it too, you know. After I run half a mile, I'll try to push up when I fell on the ground.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, though, I'm like, fuck this shit. But yeah, I'm supposed to be working on my pull-ups. So I fucked up and I got a pull-up bar. Let me tell you guys this thing. Okay, so I got a pull-up bar, right? And it was one that you have to screw into the door frame. My wife got super, super pissed about it. And she's like, you better use this shit. So sometimes I go downstairs and pretend I'm doing pull-ups. I'm not really doing that. So
Does it work? Do you feel it's like, because I want to buy one, but with my weight, I feel the door frame is just going to break. Do you think it would?
So, like I said, I pretend I go down.
But you must have hung on it like once.
Yeah.
Chris.
I think it'll hold you.
Okay.
Are you living in the city, Chris?
No, not really. Hesperange, it's just outside the city.
Esperange, you have the best working thing for pull-ups in the park, and it's
What?
open.
Oh, really? In the park? Okay.
Yeah,
I don't want to
you
do it
do.
in the park in public.
No, I do. Really, in the park?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
but
you
isn't
do.
that like closed for? They put like a barricade around it, right? It's forbidden during the
No,
COVID.
The barricade is around the skate park, but you can access the working out area.
Okay, I didn't know we had one in
Is
Esperance.
James like trying to get on here? It's weird. It's like
Yeah,
flashing.
he is. He's got shitty ass internet.
So
No, I mean
does he have,
sometimes
like,
I go there
Boost
too,
Mobile?
so it's a really nice place.
Okay, cool.
And
I'll ask you afterwards.
you also
where
have
exactly
one
it
in
is.
Petrus, just right in the center,
Yeah, that one I
in the
know.
city
The one in
center.
Petrus.
But that's
I didn't
one.
know we
That
had one
one.
in Esperance. No, we
I
lost
just
Ken.
know you guys are in Luxembourg.
So James doesn't
But-
have 5G yet. Should have 5G apparently.
So
It's
I
really
don't know if
fast.
you
It
guys
causes COVID. So that's all I know.
If you guys don't know this about America, there's this thing called Boost Mobile. They talk about 4G, but it's about it's dial up.
Okay.
That's their internet. I tried it once because I was like, fuck Verizon. I don't need all this shit. And then a week later, I was like, no, I'm going to get Verizon again because it's really hard.
Oh, Boost is always better than Getro, so.
Oh, Getro that's the one I was trying. I was like, which one's the worst one?
Sounds like ghetto.
No, yeah, it's actually called Metro PCS, but everyone
Yep.
just straight calls it Getro.
Yep.
Oh,
But they
Yeah.
have the best, like they have the best advertisement though. They
Oh,
get
yeah,
the swingy
exactly.
arms and they get like the bouncy houses in the front. It's crazy.
yeah, even I've
out
seen the
there.
Metro PCS adverts.
See?
I don't remember where, but I remember hearing Metro PCS all the time somewhere. It must have been a game I played that had this in the background or something.
Oh shit, that's funny. So, okay, so you said have you watched Last Dance? I forget what your name is. The other female, because there's not many.
The female.
Number two.
Lindsay's my name.
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Okay. I saw you this morning. It was fun this morning. For me, at least. Last night for you.
Ha ha.
Have you watched Last Dance?
I have not.
So good.
I know Kent hasn't. He's running around with naked men in his apartment. He hasn't.
Sorry, what? I didn't listen for a quick second, and then I just woke up when I was talking about me and Naked Man. What
There's
were we
even
talking
more
about?
naked men. There's even more naked
were-
men in this documentary, and I'm sure they have even bigger dicks.
Yeah.
You don't see them, but I'm sure they do.
Well,
You know, if they're like
Oh,
7
fuck.
foot or 2 meters 20 high, I'm sure they do. If they don't, then I feel
Oh.
bad for them, honestly.
You gave me such a horrible picture in my mind, man.
Kent, don't lie. Don't lie. It's Michael Jordan's dick. It's cool.
Exactly. Come on.
Can he
He's loved by
dunk with
everyone,
it?
right?
yeah, nothing better than famous dick.
Exactly. What Lindsay
Oh.
said. That's okay with us.
I'm not famous enough for that shit.
No, dude. Oh my God, Kent hasn't heard of Michael Jordan. Everybody.
I know. I know
Wait.
Michael Jordan.
I was
I've
gonna
watched
say-
I've watched the movie with the Looney Tunes in him.
Oh yeah.
Space Jam is the best fucking
How
thing
do-
ever, man.
Chris, how do I turn everything off? How do I disconnect Kent?
You
They
just
can talk
ask me
about
to.
filming
You just
Looney
ask me to
Tunes.
leave. That's it.
Well, okay, Kent. Next
Yep.
episode, you need to watch Last Dance. Okay?
It's on Netflix. You have Netflix?
Obviously, I don't.
Kent,
Yeah, I
oh
didn't
my
think you would
God.
actually.
God damn it. Kent,
Dude,
I'm
you
gonna
gotta
send
you gotta pirate that shit.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
go on YouTube. I thought you watched YouTube.
But you
Don't
must have a
watch
friend who
YouTube?
has Netflix, and you can share the account. You can share with 3 people. I already share,
Chris.
otherwise I would share
Bro. Repeat the beginning of your sentence and remember all my act I've done. Since when
He
do I
has
have
no
friends?
Did I say friends? I meant flatmates. Your flatmates, one of them must have Netflix.
Ken, I'm gonna ask my wife just to save you. I don't have Netflix. My wife does. But, you know, I just
Oh,
sign in on her shit.
How nice of her to let her use your password. Yeah.
I know. I'm like, oh, that's weird because you just take. Okay, I'm not gonna say take my shit, but sometimes she does. So my wife is trying to. So we're trying to move out of this. Okay, How do I want to say this? I literally hate the house we live in.
Because it's German?
It's in Germany, and it's 7 bedrooms. There are 4 bedrooms. I feel like there are spiders just in, like, that's like their living quarters are just in there.
Why do you have
But-
7-bedroom house?
So my wife will tell a different story than I tell right now. So there we were, staying in a hotel, trying to find a house. The cat was going crazy. The dog was going crazy. My wife couldn't take it anymore. So there was a 3-bedroom house that I was like, oh yeah, this is cool, whatever, right? It even had 2 living rooms. That could have worked for us. But she was like, it's like a Tom and Jerry. Have you guys watched Tom and Jerry? No? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, of course.
okay.
Yes.
So she saw a cat chase a mouse on the street. She was like, I'm not living there. And I was like, but that was outside the house. That wasn't inside. So we couldn't live there. And then this was like the next house we saw that was approved by the housing people. And they were like, yeah, take this house. And she was like, yeah, we got to get out of that hotel because Monroe's driving me crazy, which is our dog. And the cat was pissing on shit. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. And now, guess what? Even she's like, this is too big of a house. But she'll be like, she will tell the story the opposite way. Like, oh, you were cooped up in a hotel. Motherfucker, I lived in a Connex box for a year. Like, you know those things that go on like a shipping ship? I lived in one of those for a year. So there was no way it was I was not in a rush to move out. And I lived in there with 4 other people. So I'm just saying, like,
That's the difference between Germany and Luxembourg. You know, in Germany they put 2 people in a 7-room house. In Luxembourg City, they put 9 family in a 7-room house. And they charge $1,000 for each fucking room.
I was like, so now we're trying to move because we live in a very geriatric city or town. What is it? A village is with us. Everybody's like 85 and plus. I think they speak English. They just won't speak it to us.
Oh yeah, because if they're that old, they probably have different memories,
Yeah,
of
they
American
remind me.
accents.
I think so. On Sundays, the people next door, I'm pretty sure they're playing Nazi music. I'm just saying.
No,
Like,
that's
that's
just
what it
German
sounds
pop songs.
Yeah, just Rammstein or something.
Holy shit.
Too far, okay.
No. Because the other day I was in my backyard and the people behind us were having a party, and I was like, that sounds like Nazi Germany. Okay, I've watched Man in the High Castle. That's Nazi Germany. That's cool.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
but what
it's
do you have in the
crazy.
other bedrooms then? Are they empty? Do you put beds just for the lulz? Do you? I don't know.
Christophe. Let me say it right. Okay, so let me tell you this. Okay, so I said don't put anything in the other bedrooms. I said that.
Yeah,
2 weeks in, we have 2 guest bedrooms, a gym, and
a gym. That's cool.
storage room.
A gym
And
is
I have-
awesome right now.
Well, like this. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I love. My wife knows I love her, and I just talk a lot of shit. But the gym right now has a boxing, like the bag.
Oh yeah, speedball.
Not even this. It has both the actual bag, the weighted bag, and the speedball. Guess how much is that? How much that's used? Yeah, no.
Twice.
Maybe if you count us trying to hold it up and put it up there. And then it does have some weights, which that's my fault, but and I don't use them like Kent does his 10-pound weights, but whatever. But it does have, I don't know if you guys seen on my Facebook, like I roll out on this bicycle thing. I use that very often. My wife uses the pad that goes on the floor for her yoga. But
yoga is nice though. Yoga is nice. Okay, I just lost someone. Am I the only one doing yoga here?
No, I mean I did it sometimes in a gym. I did it once, then I liked it, then I did it again, and then I didn't like it. Now I do it like once a month before COVID. Because it is really hard. It's really, really hard. I mean,
it's super hard. It's super hard. But it's super relaxing though.
It depends a lot on the instructor.
So that's not hard. I did this one thing the other day. Shane said I couldn't do. It was hard though. I fell a couple times trying to prove my point. But I guess it was a yoga pose. I've never heard of it before.
I mean, I'm taking it very chill. It's just for relaxing. Andre's doing yoga for pregnant women, so it's not too dangerous.
Wait, did you say Andre's? Holy shit. Where is that man? He didn't want to come because he's not working out. That's fine. Whatever.
But do you have any? Do you guys have any? I know you have pets, right? You have a cat and a dog, Jean-Marie?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I used to be a dog person, and now after COVID, 3 months, I've become a anti-dog person because my neighbor has 2 dogs, and they're in a garden. They're barking all day long. They're these 2 little ass-licking dogs. They're small and they just bark. Honestly, I've never hated dogs that much in my life. I mean, I want to do awful things to those dogs. I already made pictures of them. I've made pictures of the dog, sent them to the local Chinese restaurant, with the address and at the time of the day that they're out. No one's come to pick them up. I mean, a bit annoyed, but yeah, I'm gonna probably buy something on Amazon. It's like a high frequency noise emitter, and when they bark, it's called a taser. So it's kind of like a taser, and then you press the button and it hurts their ears, and they'll run inside or stop barking.
Does it work for humans?
No, it's very low frequency. It only works for young dogs as well.
Okay.
Yeah, only dogs hear that frequency. Because honestly, we're going crazy. We have a nice garden. We can't be in the garden because we have these fucking dogs barking all the fucking time.
They're just in the garden the whole time?
No, she lets them out in the garden like 10. She doesn't walk the dogs, obviously, because that would be effort. So it's not quite the dog's fault. So she lets the dogs loose like I don't know, 5 to 10 times a day. The dogs run around the garden, they poop, they bark, they drive our cats crazy, drive me crazy. Yep.
Maybe they could run on the barbecue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just giving an idea.
It's true. I mean, I have been making barbecues at our northern neighbors as well.
Dude, that's crazy because I literally. So, okay. I'm going to say this as an American. So remember this, I'm not a European. So as an American, like you're allowed to shock your dog.
You're allowed to shock your dog.
To shop or to chop?
Shock. Like,
okay.
Oh my god. So I got one because like here in Germany, like I mean, I know Nazis are gone, but whatever. Like the laws are the laws.
Yeah.
Just trying to be
Let's say they're gone.
But like, dude, so I got this fucking shock collar, and like, because my dog is very territorial and it's scared of other stuff, and so, dude, I did it once, and I almost shit myself. Like the dog was like fucking scaring me, like. But I don't know if you guys have ever heard that. Probably not because you're in Europe, but Google that shit. Like, it's scary.
I think you're allowed to shock your dog, but that means she has to shock her dog. And her dogs are like her babies to her.
No, my dog is too. But I was trying to abide by the Nazi law. Like, that's...
Oh, yeah.
I'm in a different country. Like, I already won't learn the language.
Yeah,
like,
no.
You know,
yeah, I see what you mean. You don't want to. Yeah.
Like, I'm already, like I was telling the joke earlier about like how I have a bunch of Luxembourgian friends that speak whatever language you guys speak because I don't know it yet. And I probably never will. But I said, like, what do you get with 7 Luxembourgians that speak Luxembourgians and an American, an English comedy show?
But all Germans speak English?
They all speak English. They speak like 7 languages.
Right, because they have to learn High German, their colloquial German, English, and then they have to take other languages, right?
Is it true, Ken?
Yeah, we actually have to. We know at least 3 languages. Most of the time 4.
Yeah, it's almost 4.
And 5 if you're Portuguese, so in 60% of the time.
But
yeah, like if you know 3 languages, you're like considered a dumbass, If
yeah,
like
exactly.
Only
That's
speak 3 languages, it wouldn't they wouldn't even look at your resume for a job because they'd think there's something wrong with you if you only speak 3 languages. Like not even a joke, like any job.
If I just put American on my resume, will I be hired?
If they need an American, then yeah, but not for
probably
anything else.
not.
But what I'm saying is that everyone has to know High German and English. That's required, right?
Kent, is it true?
Yeah, it is.
First off, what is High German? Because I thought there was only German.
No, there's several colloquial Germans, but everybody has to learn the common High German and then English. Yeah, and it's amazing because I used to be a manager with the Hard Rock Cafe, and when we opened up in Berlin, that made it really easy because everybody that we were hiring already spoke English, so it was like it was a breeze. Whereas when I opened up in San Juan, Puerto Rico, half of my staff only spoke Spanish. So I speak a little Spanish, so I was able to get through. But a lot of my server training staff, they didn't speak Spanish; they only spoke English, so it made it a lot harder. But
I feel like Europeans should be like Southern America, like fuck you, we're not speaking English.
Well, the French do that all the time. The French are like that.
Right.
Dude,
even if they do speak English, they'll tell you, "Fuck you, I don't know English."
Dude, in perfect English, my first time in Europe, we were in Paris, France. In perfect English, I was like, "Oh, whatever. Do you speak English?" And the lady was like, "I do not speak English." Like,
right.
That's accent. And I was like, wait, do you not speak English?
Right. That's what I like, is that even if they know English, they'll tell you they don't know English.
They're like, fuck you, learn French. They're like the Americans. They're like
Right.
Americans. They're like, no, you came to our country, learn English, or like some people like to say, learn American.
Right.
That's the
American.
uneducated part of America. That's the South.
Well, like uneducated Americans, I'm like a total dumbass American. I hear high German, and I'm like, is that where I get high and learn German?
That is, Lindsay.
It's the national German as opposed to your local or colloquial German. So it's like basically they wanted every German to be able to speak to every other German, which was basically what they wanted.
I feel like that's not true. There's a lot of Americans here, and some of these Germans act foolish. But that's okay. I just get mad and move on to the next German.
That's good.
Oh, you don't speak English? All right, I'm going to the next shop.
Yeah, they're lying to you. They all take it in high school.
So my introductory class to Germany, like, so you have to take this class, and they're like, if they tell you they don't speak English, they're like you just said, Chip, they're lying to you.
Mhm.
So I just translate that into every European country. I'm like, oh, I'm in Luxembourg. Fuck you, you do speak English, bitch. So anyway, but
Yeah, if you're in a business, you can tell because if you just go up to the counter and go, "Oh my God, there's a fire in the bathroom," they suddenly know how to speak English.
not Kent though. Kent refuses. Oh god.
No, but some don't.
But,
Like
hey.
when I was in Australia traveling, I met two German girls, and they didn't speak any English at all, and they were going to travel Australia for a year.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good way to learn.
Yeah,
exactly.
you get immersed into it. Yeah.
And apparently, they just ended up meeting other Germans and not
It's like-
speak any English at all for a whole year.
It's
crazy.
like teaching a kid how to swim by just throwing them in the pool, right? It's
Yeah.
like,
Exactly. Yeah,
either,
exactly.
either you learn English or you die.
Whatever. That's.
I mean,
fucking...
they'll learn the word help pretty quickly.
Quickly, right? Where's the bathroom? I know that phrase.
I just assumed toilet is the universal word for bathroom now.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
toilets. Yeah, I mean, everyone can understand that.
But if you ask
Or
them,
just shit in front of them, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. They're just pointing your ass or something.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm gonna post that picture of the run today.
No.
I
I block you right off the bat.
Dude, no, but it's crazy because I sent it to my twin sister and she was like, "Oh, that's such a pretty sight." And I was like, "No, zoom in." And she's like, "Oh my god, what is that? A snake?" And I was like, "No, it's a poop pile."
right?
Yeah, I never have to poop when I run, but I don't run enough. I only run up to 10K. But I mean,
10K, that's still 6.2 miles.
Yeah, but I never have to poop usually.
Look at you! Look what you do in the conversion, like off the top of your head.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, I'm a real runner though.
Oh, okay.
So we only run in Ks.
Okay.
Listen, I don't understand the issue because I'm doing fitness, but I'm also skating. Sometimes I'm skating like 3-4 hours in a row. I don't have to poop. You know.
Okay.
So,
first.
Maybe it's because I'm jumping. I'm breaking gravity, so my stomach is not affected. I don't know how it works.
Kent, this is what happened. So, okay. I got in my own. So I only had to do it twice, and you see how much I run. So I got in my head today. I was like, I took a nap. I probably have to poop. And I sat on the toilet for 20 minutes. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go for a run. And I think that all converted over to me now pooping a half mile out of the way. That's the only reason. I'm telling you, Ken, you don't even understand. Like,
nope,
you know,
I don't.
I know you don't because
so it's mind over matter, right?
It
is.
But,
okay, so I just want to point out that you figured the trick of your best friend. I mean, of the girl that you want. It just had to work with a bit of. It just worked with a bit of delay, but you got it.
She said force. She said something about fingers in the. And I was like, like at the time, I was like, we can't be friends. You're saying stuff about fingers in the butt. And I was like,
No.
She sounds like a cool friend. I'd like her as a friend.
dude, now I wish she was my best friend because I could poop before I run now.
That's
It's
right.
a horrible situation, Christophe.
Yeah.
If you could figure that out and like send a video, that'd be great.
Well, here's a story. Here's a story of someone who completely mentally took control of her body. My wife has a friend when they were doing work down in Nicaragua. She was so freaked out about the sanitation out there that she willed herself not to have a period for a year. she she was so freaked out that she didn't have a period for a year. I mean, and that's like the ultimate over mind over matter. It's like,
can you email me her information so I can like will myself for the rest of my life? I would appreciate it. I'm just saying. Like,
so you're saying she should open up a business, right?
I feel like she should. That would be like
the ultimate in self-help for women.
Yeah. Like, how many women wouldn't come on and be like, yo, I need to will myself never to have my period.
Right.
Until I want to have kids.
I can control it, right?
Huh.
Christophe and Ken are like, well, I never wanted to will myself to have a period. So
no, but I feel like, let's say you do have the willpower. Wouldn't it become like an explosive red bomb inside you? Let's say you could.
No.
Like, let's say 3 years you have this, you'll look pregnant and
right.
It needs to be released, right?
Just picture Jupiter or Mars. It looks like that.
It's not like her body was shedding her uterine wall. It just stopped doing it. I mean, it when she finally got back to the States, her doctor was just amazed. It's like, I don't understand how this could happen.
So wait, but did she have babies?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if she had babies. Yeah. I don't know if she had babies.
On the topic of babies, like my wife and I have been trying to like maybe have a kid one day.
Huh?
So I'm deploying forward, and I'm like, if something accidentally happens, I'm cool with it. I won't even ask questions. I'm just gonna assume it's my baby.
15 minutes ago, you were talking about choking your dog, so not sure it's a good idea. I'm just saying.
Dude, I'm telling you, like there have been.
If you can't take care of a dog, you don't train up. You don't train up.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I feel as though like, I would feel more responsible because think about it. Like a dog and a cat, you can leave alone for like 4 hours.
Right.
They don't die.
You just put food, you put food and water down, and you can go hang out. You can't do that with a kid.
Yeah, so I helped raise my nephew one time. I assume it's the same thing.
Okay.
Probably.
Christophe is like, yeah, my cat's still alive. That's
right.
Cool.
Exactly. They can live for 3 days as long as you give them a lot of food and water.
Right.
That's what I've heard.
I'm
worry about my cat.
I'm Googling Child Protective Services Germany right now.
That would be amazing, actually. If you could just send me that info, too.
I don't know exactly where she is. It looks like right out of the back of her window, but
I mean, you have spare rooms, so one of the agents could sleep there.
We do, exactly.
That's okay. My biological clock has been ticking, and I have a kid, but it's like, do I want another one? But financially, it's not really a possibility, so I just basically compromise by getting a boyfriend that's immature as possible.
I can see that. That's how my sister is. It's cool. She has a kid, and then I'm always like, why didn't it work out? And she's like, he was a child.
I'm offended because I resemble that remark.
Oh man, but yeah. So I mean, working out, going into kids, that's cool. I mean, I'm old, I feel. I know I look 12, but it's cool. Like, but I'm old enough where I know I don't want to carry a kid because, like, I mean, you guys see all my posts about my running. I just feel like that would interfere with that whole situation.
Probably. Yeah.
Oh
Kind
yeah,
of.
it fucks up
Definitely.
everything.
See, Lindsay knows.
It would lower
So,
your mileage. Your
have
average
you
mileage would be decreased.
have you and your partner decided that it's on her?
So I have decided that. I mean, I
Okay,
said we could adopt.
right.
I'm cool with that. But the problem is she's from the South. I don't know if her
Ah,
family would accept that
except for
adopt a
that, right.
child if it looked like me. But whatever, it's cool.
Yeah. I thought maybe you guys would have to set up some sort of decathlon, and whoever wins it would have to bear the child. Whoever wins it doesn't have to bear the child.
So here's the thing. I would definitely win. She's had cancer. She has asthma. She's just like
Okay.
defectively like, yo, I would win.
So then what you're saying is it would be limited to board games. And,
Yeah. It'd be Monopoly. Let's have a
Nice.
free Monopoly.
Dude, we've been playing Scrabble. I quit.
Uh-oh.
Fuck. Like, she came from an educated family. I'm a first generation American. I don't know words like that. It pisses me off. That fucking Scrabble game. I hate it.
Yeah, Scrabble kind of sucks. My girlfriend dared me to play with her online. And online, you can't cheat, but that means you can
Right.
use words like XC. Apparently, it's a word, and it gives you like triple points, or like QB. Just stuff that makes no sense, and apparently it works. And she tries all the combinations till it works. So that's how she beat me. So I was like, no more of this.
No more of this bullshit.
Well, that's the thing. Like, were you doing words with friends? Because those people, they all know the 2-letter dictionary words. Like EM
QI.
and QI. Yeah, all of the.
Yeah, exactly. QI. That's the
You're
word.
right.
Let me tell you about Words with Friends, right? I deleted that fucking app from my phone because my wife claims she's dyslexic too. Her
Uh-huh.
ass reads real words backwards. Like, she spells them backwards right, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I can't do that shit. And it pisses me off. So, but yeah, so I try to compete with her in physical activity. I just assume she'll have an asthma attack and I'll win.
Yeah, you win the game, but you lose your wife. So is it
That's
really
right.
worth it?
Dude, let me tell you about one of her asthma attacks. I convinced her to get clipping, like a road bike with clips, right? Okay. So we're riding down this trail, and I think we're going slow. And I get back to the car or whatever, and she goes, all of a sudden I just hear like crash, boom. First off, let me mind everybody. I was trying to save her. I was.
Okay.
I really was. And like, I guess she didn't see it that way, but she was still clipped into the bike and she was on her back like a turtle, just like her legs were flailing back and forth, and the bike was still there. So I was trying to clip her out to save
Right.
her. She thought I was trying to save the bike, which, I mean, it was a $3,000 bike.
Well,
It was both. I was trying to save both.
here's what I would suggest. To let her know that you actually do love her, carry your own extra inhaler for her. So that way.
That was the other thing. Why wasn't she carrying her inhaler?
Yeah, so when something happens
question.
and she's like, "Oh, I forgot my inhaler," you're like, "Oh, I brought one because I love you." And then that way you can hold it over her head. I saved your life.
Dude, I did save her fucking life. That bike would have killed her. Maybe, I don't know. It was only 2 pounds. It might not have, but whatever.
For $3,000, it better have been light.
It was.
Yeah.
All right. So, no, dude, this has been fun. But Christophe, it's your show. What's up?
Yeah. So
You're always barbecuing, so whatever.
Yeah, to annoy my neighbors. Every time I do barbecue, there's so much smoke that the neighbors, they have to close their windows. They think it's some kind of German attack. It's no, it was pretty bad last
I
time.
saw that was coming.
No, it's a charcoal barbecue. Don't worry, it's fine. It's
So
charcoal.
so
It's not what you
you're
think it
actually
is.
Oh shit!
you're doing a smoker though, right? You're not doing like a regular.
Yeah, I'm
barbecue.
using one of those chimneys.
So you're
Fill up
doing
with charcoal.
low heat for a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Chip, they don't do the real barbecue.
Yeah, we don't have that
Well,
barbecue.
I grew up in Memphis, so that's what I consider real barbecue. Low heat for a long time. 250 degrees for a day and a half. That's what That's what I consider barbecue.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, no, it's slightly different.
Christophe is like, oh wait, no, that's not.
Yeah, no, it's different. It's very high heat compared to that. I don't know how much, probably like 1,000 Fahrenheit, 2,000, who knows? I don't know how to convert it, but and just put a steak on it, like whatever, like a sirloin or a massive T-bone.
Yeah, we call that grilling as opposed to barbecue.
Oh yeah, it's grilling. It's grilling, but I'm using charcoal. I'm not using gas.
Nice.
That goes back to my previous joke.
Nice.
Like your carbon, compressed carbon, charcoal. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah,
I still use that.
except for that, so I'm staying in my garden. I kind of like the distance that I can't invite people. So many people I just don't want to see.
Christophe, you literally said you invited 20 people last week.
No, that was my girlfriend. She invited 5 people. It felt like 20. It was 5 though. It was quite a lot. Going from 3 to suddenly having 8 people in total. It was a lot.
That is a lot of people.
It was a lot of people, and I had to do all the grilling, obviously. So that was cool.
Right.
So I didn't have to be with them, so I could be alone.
It always seems like a lot more people when they're eating your steak.
Yeah, exactly. And it was really awesome, and it was massive. But then I started slicing and dividing it, and it went smaller and smaller. And then I was like, "Why? Where's my $100 steak gone?"
Right. It's like, wait a minute.
It's like, fuck.
I should have grilled vegetables. Is what you start thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Vegetables.
Should have been vegan, Christophe. Should have been vegan.
I even did nice veggies, but people ignored the veggies.
All right.
And it was like, I did like anyway. I was really annoyed because they were really nice.
That's
trying to fill them up on vegetables. But then I put 2 French cheeses on the grill, and that was amazing. I don't know if you've ever tried it. And until they start going all bubbly.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Have you done camembert or brie?
Right.
Yeah, like a cheese, French cheese.
Have you grilled fruit?
I wanted to do bananas, but everybody was against it.
So what's really good is to do skewers of the camembert and pineapple interchange and grill those. It's an excellent combination.
That could be awesome. Yeah, I like camembert and pineapple.
And if you finish it off with a little balsamic vinegar, it's
Now you got me there, though. Okay.
And you just put it on the grill?
Yeah, so you put on the grill, flip it over, and then once you pull them off, then just drizzle with balsamic vinegar, and it's like,
And the cheese doesn't melt too fast? Doesn't it start melting to go into the grill, or?
No, you got to keep your eye on it. You got to turn it, but you get when it gets bubble phase, your pineapple will also be browned.
Okay.
Chris, I know this is your first time having a black man explain grilling to you, but they know stuff.
Well, a lot of times on Zoom rooms, people can't see that I'm black, especially because I got my lights down and everything. But it's like I show people I actually have long dreadlocks. So.
Oh, you do have more hair than I do.
Yeah.
I love it.
So.
No, I mean, but I'm married to a black woman, so I gotta see like everybody that's black, because then it gets confusing. Like if I'm like, oh, he's not black, she'll be like, nah, did you see his hair? I'm like, nah, maybe. Let me look again. And then she'll be like, did you see his nose?
Yeah. Well, I used to tell people, when I was touring as a comic, I did a show like in Pennsylvania or one of those backwater places, and this woman came up after the show, and she's like, I could tell from your hair you're African American, but you're very light skinned. She's like, how did that happen? How does that happen? And I just looked at her and said, oh, slavery.
That is amazing. I was a housewife. Oh shit. Chris doesn't know about slavery.
He doesn't, right?
We have history, okay?
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep calling you Chris. I know it's Christophe.
No, most people
But
do Chris, actually.
I
Yeah.
see you as a white American, so I just keep calling you that.
Oh, poor you. My God.
I know.
How horrible of you.
I
Now-
prefer Chris
now-
anyway because I keep hearing Christophe and want to do
Right.
really bad American
Right.
Frozen jokes.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, and I didn't watch Frozen. I tried twice. It's probably one of the worst films ever. I just couldn't get through Frozen.
Let it go.
Exactly, that's why I switched it off. It's like too much singing. I just want to watch some fun animated stuff. No singing. What's with the singing?
Dude, my wife
Yeah.
hates singing stuff. She always fucking. I like it though sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
She
Like
won't let me watch it. Like a
Like
musical.
Shrek has fun singing.
Where it's expected.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you bounced out of the other show early.
Yeah, because this is actually the show that I do a lot of the coordination for. And Christophe, he actually hosted it this
you mean
weekend.
coordination?
Yep. Yeah. So, like I said, a lot of Luxembourgian people. So Christophe, Kent, usually David's on here. Sometimes Andres when he's doing whatever he's doing. But yeah.
Because
So Chris, I thought you were frozen for a second.
Oh no, I'm just
You were
not.
very still. I was like, oh my God.
Because in the other show, I gave you a shout out because I hadn't realized you had left. Because when you were talking about language, I had written a couple of jokes last night that were based on language, and I was talking about you because I had in the show last night afterward the host who had switched out with his wife in mid show.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so he hit me up today to thank me for coming to the show and come to another one. And so I was typing to him and I said, I really loved your wife. She was excellent. And then I felt awkward because it felt kind of creepy talking about his wife. So I typed no homo, which isn't really appropriate for that. Because I didn't know what's the term that you put after to say, I'm not like masturbating to your wife. So I thought, maybe it should have been no hetero, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it made me think because shortly after that, I went to another after party Zoom, and one of the female comics that had been on our show last night was talking about how she was all alone and she was so horny and that she would sleep with anyone. And so all of the male comics immediately perk up. And I started to think, I said, you know what? This is one of those situations where language is different. Because I know when a woman says that, I'll sleep with anyone, what she means is that she'll sleep with Jake Gyllenhaal or Idris Elba or somebody who looks like Jake Gyllenhaal or Idris Elba, right? But when a guy says, I'll sleep with anyone, he means I'll sleep with Margot Robbie or Charlize Theron or that 70-year-old girl without an eye and half a leg who's sucking rocket gimlets at the end of the bar. So we have a totally different view on who we will sleep when we say anyone.
I feel like though Christophe looks, who did you say you look like? He said he looks like a porn star, and then he sent me a picture, and he does.
Yeah, Johnny Sins.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, I look identical like him. I mean, a friend of mine found a picture, and I look at that picture, I see myself.
From the waist down to?
No.
Oh, man. Golly. I was gonna ask you, does your girlfriend she's okay with that, right? Though, like you're like, yo, I gotta go on set. I'm just gonna sleep with Tinder.
I mean, I once had a date with a girl, it was a friend of a friend, and she saw a picture of mine, and she was like, "Wow, he looks like Johnny Sins." And she arranged a date for me. So I was like, "Cool, sounds awesome." I mean, a girl that seems to, I mean, sounds awesome.
Right.
Then I went on a date, and she didn't really look like what I expected her to look like. So it was a very awkward date.
That's Tinder.
No, this is way worse than Tinder. She would have not passed the swipe test if that was Tinder.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, so I'm so lucky that I married before I had to go to Tinder. And like I'm a non-threatening lesbian, so like straight women wanted to sleep with me, and lesbians wanted to. It was weird.
Was
so
awful.
Yeah, I was awful.
All this pussy, like, drowning in pussy.
Like,
right?
why are you straight and you're trying to sleep with me? It was very Christophe. It was very confusing. It was very confusing sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that. Okay, my feelings. Yep. Actually, my feelings were never hurt. I was just like, okay, cool. I'm just always
everywhere.
Fuck you.
Everywhere.
Christophe, thank you for making me Google Johnny Sins. I can now not unsee that. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
She's like, I never watched porno before. JK.
Well, not straight porn, at least.
Did you clear your browser history? Did you clear your browser?
Hey, the IT guy says clear your browser history. Come on now, guys. I'm gonna do that real quick.
That Johnny Sins guy is actually really cool. He has a YouTube channel and he does all these workouts. So like this, I can actually look like him.
How to get you porn ready?
That's right.
Yeah, no, he does all these Q&As and everything and workout everything. He's actually really cool.
Like this is how you work up to 6 inches.
Exactly. Exactly. And he wants to get past. You buy these Swedish enlargement pumps.
That's right.
And you buy it straight from his website. It doesn't work.
Like,
costs a lot of money.
There you go.
That's cool.
Come on. Dig deep. 69s don't just happen. They're made. Come on. Dig deep.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Like, I've never had those problems, guys. I've never had to get it 6 inches. It's weird.
Yeah.
No. Oh man, that's
True.
Crazy. Huh. I think I've told Christophe and Ken about my condom situation where I didn't know I was buying condoms for a 6-month-old baby. It was awkward. I thought, so I really thought Trojans were the only condoms on Earth. Because I've only ever seen commercials for that, and I've never used them before, so I didn't know there were other ones. And do you know Durex?
Durex.
Durex? Yeah. Is that okay? So continuing on with me not knowing what's going on in the straight world, but so they're colorful. They're very colorful.
Yeah, they're the worst.
You can get them all the time. You can get them flavored too.
Okay, so I don't know if they were flavored, but I was laughed at by a lot of Israeli people and one of my battle buddies about the whole situation. Because I was like, hey, you think so-and-so's kid would like that?
Right.
And he looks at me and was like, wait, what?
What?
I go, yeah, look at how colorful. Like, I could get one in each color.
Right.
And I'm, like, genuinely encouraged by this whole situation. But I guess the kid didn't want it, so I didn't get it.
Well, I don't think they have them before, but they used to have glow in the dark. But the problem with those is you actually had to pull them out of the package and set them underneath a light for a couple of hours before.
What the fuck? No.
So, but
that would look so weird in the dark. It just disappear.
Yeah.
Disappear.
Like, I don't know if it works anymore.
It's fun. It's fun in the beginning if you're doing the Star Wars role play. You know, it's like you're like, here it is. You know?
That'd be so fucking crazy.
The thing that's awkward is when you pull out one and it just appears out of the dark, and then in the corner of the room another one appears, and you're like, oh wait. This sex just turned into a battle.
Ken was just in that situation. Ken was just in this situation this past weekend, right? Right, Ken?
Sorry. The thing is, when you start to talk about things I'm like totally lost about, I lose focus.
Oh, Ken
And then
has never had sex. Okay.
Somewhere I get called for no fucking reason. And then I'm like, what?
It's because we love you, Ken. We know you're still a virgin and you don't know what Duralex is, but it's okay because I didn't either.
Right.
I mean,
Durex.
at least I can pronounce it right. So
Right.
Say it again. Am I
Can
not
I can I
saying it
ask how
right?
old are you? How old are you?
there is 5 letter Durex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Durex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ken, you know
So-
I'm dyslexic. Don't fuck around.
Wait, is he really still a virgin?
No, I'm not.
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, how old are you? Because
I'm 23. She just hate me.
okay. I knew a woman who was she was 32 before she had sex,
Is it
and
Ken?
then
Was
the
it Jesus? Was it Jesus' mom?
but the kicker was the first time she had sex, it was a 3-way. So it's like,
What
okay.
the fuck?
It's like that's like going from 0 to 60. It's just like, yeah,
Exactly.
it's like,
Whatever.
there you go.
You know what? I'm gonna have sex today. I want 2 penises in me.
Two penises. I have 2 glow-in-the-dark condoms. Let's use them.
I don't know why, but it just sounded like a fast food ordering. Sorry, I just want 2 penis, extra sauce, and a really soft bun.
We want tonight with that.
Good, so I can get it
Fries
home.
with that.
You
Please pull,
motherfucker.
please pull around to the drive-through. Thank you.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
Yeah, wow. It's 31. By the
Dude,
way,
this was like the funnest we've had so far.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, definitely.
By the way, you're saying the other brand was Trojan? Surely that's the
So-
worst name ever for condoms. I mean,
Oh,
Trojan.
definitely.
The sneak attack of like sperm into your vagina. I know.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if you get
Oh,
pregnant,
too much.
it's yeah, okay. I would never buy condoms called Trojan. I don't think they
Wait,
sell
so
them here.
those aren't here in Europe?
I don't think so. I've never seen Trojan.
Oh,
Dude,
really?
okay, Google.
We have Skin
Trojan.
and Durex and another one.
No, Google some of the commercials. They're fucking crazy.
Trojan
you know what?
man.
Trojan man.
Trojan man.
See, Lindsay knows. She has a kid.
No pun intended, but Durex is huge here. You know.
Is it bougie? Dude, I guess I've never been in the condom aisle, you know. I was explained what dental dams were one time, and I was like, oh, those are weird. And then I got one in my mouth one time, but it was at a dentist, so never.
Oh, so you're one of those that was born a lesbian, you didn't find out through experimentation?
So what's crazy is, okay, I have an identical twin, and the questions are always so crazy, like, why isn't she a lesbian?
Right.
And I go, I don't know, because when we were 6, I always wanted a girlfriend. And I did, because we'd be like, oh, I like so-and-so, but I like Sailor Moon. And she liked whoever the dude was, the dude in the tuxedo. Oh, you
Tuxedo
guys
mask!
Yes! But I wanted to date Sailor Moon. And I wanted to date my 2nd grade Chinese teacher, who was a female. So I never had the weird, like, I just found out recently I'm a gold star lesbian because I wouldn't have sex with a man. I did date men at one point in time because my mother was very persistent as a Filipino woman
Right.
to make me date. She tried to, I'm fairly certain she would have sold me off if she could have, but whatever.
She
But
did.
anyway.
She needed the grandchildren, you know. So.
Dude, that's what's crazy is that
That's
that's
what
what she was the most worried about is that
Right.
she wouldn't have grandchildren. But my twin sister, who she thought would be the last person on earth would have a grandchild, she has an 11-year-old son now who looks like my twin.
Huh?
Is he already taller or not?
Wait, what?
Is he already taller or not?
Dude, he's fucking like, well, she did have it with a black guy, you know, so
Oh.
he's much taller. So he's taller than me, dude. He is. But for a while, like my nephew was so confused. Like I know Chip probably knows this, but like I lived in the Midwest of America and there's only white people there. So for a while he thought he was white.
Really? Yeah. So you were in Iowa? You were
So
in
I
Iowa?
lived in Dubuque, Iowa.
Yeah. My son went to Grinnell, so it was.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So he was the
Yep.
only black person in that area. Okay. I
Well,
probably know him.
well, Grinnell is getting more and more integrated. But what I thought was funny
Uh-huh.
is being outside of Grinnell, because I got these long dreadlocks, and when I went to visit him, I guess like his freshman or sophomore year, I was in
Mm-hmm.
a Sheetz gas station, and this girl came up to me, a white girl, and she's like, "Oh, can I touch your hair? Can I touch your hair?" And I'm like, "Okay." She touched my hair, and she looked about my son's age, and so I said, "Oh, so do you go to Grinnell?" And then her boyfriend came up behind her, and she goes, "Well, you know, not right now. Thinking about going, but we'll decide that once the baby comes." I was like, okay.
Typical Midwestern humans.
Like,
Shit.
okay,
We'll decide that.
we'll
But
decide
that's
that.
funny. So you know what it's like to be a black woman. That's cool too, though. Can I touch your hair?
That's it. Yeah.
In Germany, people just stare. It's cool though. They don't
Yeah.
just grab my wife's hair. It's great.
Well, having dreadlocks, people grab your hair all the time. White people grab your hair all the time.
Is that how
Like,
it's in Luxembourg, Christophe?
Never. I would never ever touch dreadlocks.
I mean,
Christophe,
people never ask you to touch your hair, though.
Touch my beard, okay?
I did do a joke about how polite Luxembourgians are once.
Oh, no. They're polite in your back. I mean, in front
Yeah.
of you, but in
in
your
front of you,
back.
right?
But
But
I'm saying,
aren't they,
like,
aren't
you're
they
not
polite
grabbing
even?
people's hair.
Aren't they polite even when they're cussing you out? It's like,
Okay,
No, not
let me
really.
let me tell you a joke Kent said one time. In the most polite way, I did do this. And I was like, what? But he did. Like how he said it was so polite to but it was extremely funny.
Wait, which joke was it?
That was last week when we had a bunch of Americans on there and you wanted to prove. I felt like you wanted to prove we're polite here in Luxembourg and you guys cuss too much. Like that.
I don't remember the joke, but it can.
I know. I
Yeah,
would
it's
have
very
to go
possible.
back, but I told the joke. I told the joke at 5 a.m. this morning. But it was funny because I went back to listen to it on on last week's live stream, and I was like, "Yep, he did say that. Okay, in the most polite way possible." That's all I remember about
No, I
it.
think it's because like English is a fourth language here, so when we say stuff like "cunt," no one cares. It's nobody cares because it's for them. It's just a word that they heard on TV. It's not really, It's I think swearing is
Yeah.
only bad in your first language. Like to
Oh.
me,
My
whenever I
first
hear,
lang- in my
like when
first
I hear, no
language
matter
was
what word I
Tagalog.
would hear in English, it would never be that offensive to me.
Well, but something. It's not just English, because you just said "cunt," which is terrible in America, but in England, everybody says it. So it's
Yeah,
like,
What
in
about
Australia, they love cunt.
yeah.
what about cracker?
I know the word, but nobody would know it here if you would use
Right.
it. They would think you're talking about a cookie or something.
Right.
It's exactly what I thought.
So I've said this joke before, and it's funny to me because it's like in Midwestern America. So anyway, I didn't find out I was American until I moved to Midwest America. But I tried to like do this whole thing like, hey, crackers like the N-word. And the white person looked at me like, okay, so I can say the N-word. And I'm like, no, that's not what I was getting at.
Right.
So now I'm gonna phrase it as like Second Amendment rights, like gun restriction stuff. I'm gonna be like, you know how you feel about those gun restrictions? Same way we feel about the N-word, the
N-word,
F-word, and
right.
all those other ones.
Well, that's just like That's just like what's the woman? There's some conservative radio woman who was arguing about how
Chris is conservative.
words like her argument was a word like cracker is just offensive as the N word, and
No,
so
Karen. Karen was the word.
yeah, Karen. That's
Sure.
it. Karen
Yep.
Karen is just as offensive as the N word. And did you see what Mulvaney said? He said, if you're talking about words being offensive and you can say the first word, but the other word you have to use some other word to describe it, then the second word's more offensive.
I only think the F word is non-offensive when it's in Word with Friends as a triple word. That's the only time I think that one's non-offensive. But they say it's still offensive, so I haven't been able to play that word.
That's the problem. I'm not offended by anything, so usually people say, yeah, the F word, the N word, and I'm like, say the goddamn word. I'm not even sure I'm not sure
Can't
we
even know what the words are.
But the F word is totally appropriate. Another one, the F word is totally appropriate in England, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
When I
but
lived there, it was no problem.
Because
Chris,
they're
but
not talking about a
saying it
person, they're
towards,
talking about a
like,
cigarette.
derogatory towards people. They were
Right,
just
but
like, they all
but I'm
smoke. They're all fags. That's what
right.
I'm
That's right.
saying.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, most of the time when I lived in England, when we went for a cigarette, you didn't say cigarette.
Right, you said
It's the
fag.
F word.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Because it literally means cigarette. It doesn't mean.
Chris, Doff, I'm not offended when you say fag. If an American says it, I'll slap the shit out of him. Actually, I won't. I'm very passive aggressive, so it's just weird.
But we would then call each other cigarettes to be offensive, for example.
Right.
If someone was
Exactly.
being annoying, you're like, you're such a cigarette, and then that would be offensive because
If you want to be really rude, you call him a cigar, and that's it.
I will say one thing. I do love like living in Europe because certain things are just like a different situation. Like, I had a person who was American. We were in a car and we were going 130 kilometers down the road, right? I couldn't even halfway be passive aggressive when she was saying the F word. But she's an American and she's calling the Polish people the F word driving. And I'm like, and all I said was, you don't think there's a better word for that? Because I didn't want to die. I've decided,
but
like, huh?
that's the cool thing in Europe, you can just insult everyone. We're so multicultural, we just don't care.
Her ass was American, homie. Like, she was American. I was like, oh my
She's
God,
just
I don't
well
wanna
integrated.
die. She meant what she said, and I would stick by it. Because let me tell you,
Because she was the B word.
she was the B word. I don't even like the B word. Somebody tried to call me the B word, and I had to like take them offline and be like, hey man, I know we're homies and all, but I'm not your B word. I'm not your H word. You are a slut, but I won't call you that in public. Like, I just said those.
What is the H word?
Ho? You ho?
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit, I've been
So-
listening to Cardi B lately and I've been saying some shit. My wife doesn't like it. But I get so caught up.
Right.
I'm just rapping.
So
basically, every of your insult has.
What'd you say, Ken?
So basically, for every insult, you just name the first letter, and we're supposed to guess.
Right.
Is it how it's working in
All right,
US?
you guys
That's it,
speak
yeah.
English. I don't speak Luxembourgian, so you better hope you know what I'm talking about.
I mean,
Yeah,
in
it-
Luxembourgish, we just say the word in Luxembourgish, and
Right.
that's it.
I can't say it.
That
You
could
know
be-
why I can't say it? Because I might offend other F words.
There you go.
Because in reality, it probably doesn't like offend the lesbian population. But I have gay men friends that
So
listen to
you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking I think we got a new game brewing here, which could be inappropriate words with friends, and all you have to do is
Yeah.
put down one letter. You put down the first letter.
Everybody's got to guess what that letter means.
Guess
Yeah.
what it is? Right?
Even the people whose third language is English. I'm just saying, Chris and Kat. I'm just saying. Like, I'm trying to put
I'm
it
just
out
gonna
there
say a
for
lot
you
of
guys. You might
bullshit
wanna
to
do some
confuse
research.
you. Oh, do you know the Z word and the W word?
We'll have to
Oh,
ask you.
shit.
Well, what's the language origin? So are you speaking Farsi?
Right.
Are you speaking French? Are you?
Dude,
Like
I
in
love
Luxembourg?
spelling bee.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
wait,
my favorite one of my favorite things, I used to have a lot of Farsi, Persian friends, and so they would teach me all the dirty words. Because I mean that's how you master a language, is knowing the dirty words. And
Oh,
then
so
they
yeah,
would
sorry.
tell you what the direct translations were.
Okay.
Like popcorn is called Josephine, but a direct translation of Josephine is elephant farts. So it's like,
What the?
what the
how did
fuck?
how did they come up with that? It's like, is that what they think an elephant fart would look like? Just these white puffs of smoke coming out of
Offensive as
I mean,
fuck,
that's
Chip.
kind of sweet.
Yeah, I always
Dude,
think it's
no,
funny when people say
so
Persian, because it's Iran, right? It
right.
sounds
I
so
know.
cool.
It's
Like
yeah,
I'm Persian. It's like Iran?
Persian.
No,
Right.
Persian.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
the island. You cannot pronounce the name.
Right.
Okay,
That's
fine.
right.
So I heard a joke this morning. Chip was there, and so was Lindsay. I didn't get it, but maybe now I get it a little bit. But
What's
they
that?
were talking about the Persian guy and taking her on a magic carpet ride. Maybe now
Right.
I get it. Is that real? Like, are
Magic carpet?
Like
Are we
Aladdin
talking
from
yeah.
Aladdin.
I was going to say it.
Yeah.
Are they Persian and Aladdin? I never watched that movie,
Yes,
but
they
are
are
they
Persian
Persian?
in Aladdin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
Now I get
Di-
it.
Right.
Disney references are my jam, yo.
There you
I
go.
was like, what is she talking about? And then I did tell it to my wife, and she did say Aladdin. And then I said, oh, I get it. And then now
You
I
get
asked
it.
you guys because I didn't get it.
Right. So what I want to know is when the double entendre is the carpet for vagina. Is that what he's talking about? That she's basically not shaven. She has carpet. So-
I feel like
So,
Ken and Chris are the best to answer this because they're cultured.
okay, so my answer is too much imagination, man.
Yeah, there we go. That's right.
Yeah, I remember
Okay,
first
let
time
me
in
just turn
England,
on the light.
a friend of mine said, "Yeah, that girl, don't hit on her, Christoph, because she drinks from the furry cup." I'm like, what? And then
What?
she eats from the bushy plate. And I'm so confused.
Oh, wait, is that a lesbian
Yeah,
reference? Oh,
in
now I
British
like
English.
it.
In British
Right.
English,
Was she a
apparently it is.
lesbian, Christoph?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. The other thing is they call
I
it
like it
carpet
now.
munching. So like when you go down.
That is what they call it.
So that's why I was
So
thinking.
I was the worst at being a lesbian before I got married. Just the worst. So just so everybody
Before you got
knows.
married?
Before you got married.
Yeah, so my wife has taught me a lot about the lesbian culture. I just let people come to me, and I was just like, oh, okay. Like, I always knew I was a lesbian, of course, but I was like, but okay, so it's not the same as in like straight culture, right? Because like, people don't, especially in America, don't get mad if you assume they're straight. But if you assume they're lesbian, for some reason, everybody gets offended.
Right.
So,
Just
or
this.
gay, whatever.
Yeah. Just because you're a woman and you have a whistle around your neck doesn't mean
Exactly. So I was very like shy about things, like because again, I had a Filipino mother who made me think sex was the worst thing on earth. Like for a long time, I thought you could get pregnant thinking about sex, and so I just never thought about it. But so anyway, so 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 I never knew a lot of stuff about lesbianism except Like I knew how to have, I guess, sex, but you know,
Right.
whatever. There's other stuff that comes with it, like being able to know other people are lesbians.
Right.
So you know,
Well,
but
do you know that the woman who invented rock and roll was a lesbian?
who is the woman that invented rock and roll, Chip?
Her name was Sister Rosetta Thorpe. She was a black lesbian woman, and she was the first person to actually electric guitar started rock and roll. She was the one that instigated the whole rock and roll movement, and a lot of people don't know. And it took the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to 2000 and I think it's 2018 before they inducted her, and she was the one that started it.
You know why she was good at the guitar, right?
all that fingering.
All that fingering that needed to happen.
But I mean that's another example of where a vast culture within the dominant culture has changed the tide of everything, and it's never been given its due. You know?
I mean, I love being a lesbian and never have had. So one time I made out with a guy and it was really weird. But then he told me when I told him we were breaking up because I was a lesbian, he was like, "Oh yeah, you never had a purse." I was so confused by that comment. He's like, "I should have." But what was?
Never purse. Why
It
did
was
you
so the craziest part about it, right, was like, okay, I'm a horrible human being sometimes, especially back then because I grew up in the Midwest or whatever. But I was dating this guy for like almost 3 years, and I just said, "Yeah, I'm Roman Catholic. We can't have sex till we're married." But I was
Oh.
doing it with other girls, so it was just an awkward situation.
But that's
So,
fine,
That's
right? According
that's
to the
such
Bible, it's fine.
that's such a
yeah.
he should have known that's such a lie, because Roman Catholic girls, they still do anal even though they won't do.
It's true.
Yeah, I just kept moving. Like, I moved 5 hours away for college, and then I moved across the country for college, and I was like, oh shit. And then it was. I will have to tell that story one day about how I was pretty much outed because he surprised me at college, and my girlfriend was there. But yeah, but I held on to that for a long time. Like, yo, I'm straight.
He was your beard. He was your
Uh,
beard.
he was. He now has 2 kids. He's a wonderful man. He's such a nice guy.
I'm
He
sure
looks
he's a
like
nice guy if you
Christophe,
waited for
but
3 years.
bald.
I mean,
Dude, it was
holy
crazy.
shit.
I kept moving further and further away. Yeah. I have a girlfriend here. Nope, now I have a girlfriend here.
I'm in Germany now. Sorry, dude, we really can't. I'm in Germany now.
But Christophe, you will not believe this. And I promise you won't, but he didn't. So I moved to the South, and I moved to this town called Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I don't know if you know where that is, Chip, but
I know where that
there's a Division I school there. I was like, and then I was an athlete, which was just even more like on the
Right.
top of like that whole situation. But so he moved to Memphis, Tennessee to be close to me. And
That's
I was
where-
like,
That's where I grew up in Memphis.
so that's when I had to say, I'm in a relationship with a woman. I can't be in this anymore because you'll be able to visit me. When I had to end that relationship. That's when the purse situation came into play. But yeah, it's not true. I mean, I still don't own a purse, but I have a backpack.
Uh-oh, my girlfriend has a backpack.
Stop!
She also
See
has
the
purses,
backpack. I
obviously.
can tell
but-
you what's going on right away. Let me see the backpack.
So when you broke up with it, did you say it's not me, it's you? You're not a woman.
I was kind of like, Christophe, do you have the backpack? But I was like,
Sure.
I think it's not working out, and maybe we can't ever have sex because you have a dick. It was weird. And then he said the purse situation. Let me see that backpack again, Christophe, and talk loud so I can see it.
This is the backpack. You see it now?
Talk loud so you can see it. There it is.
Yeah.
See it?
Is it leather? Is it black leather, or is it?
No.
No. Okay.
Is it pleather? Oh, she's a lesbian. Should I come and meet her?
Is she also a Roman Christian?
Oh shit. Chris, I can't meet your girlfriend because for some reason people are like, oh, I'll like leave people for me. But it's cool, whatever. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have that power, Christophe.
I know.
So you can bring her to
I definitely
shows.
know.
It's fine.
I think.
Oh, I'll steal your girl.
I think
See?
you may
Look,
have seen
Lindsay
her.
will. Come to Luxembourg. Let's see what Christophe's
That's
girlfriend really is.
when I think about it, I know a lot of lesbians, but I don't know a lot of lesbians that started out just as lesbian.
Yeah,
Right?
you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife is the same way. It's
I
weird.
know a lot of lesbians. I know a lot of lesbians that did 3-ways and then they just got rid of the middleman. And they
I could
That was a
only
gay thing
imagine
to
how
do.
I know a lot
hard
of
that
people who
probably
have done
is.
3-ways.
They all probably look like Kent, and they're like, "You need to go to the other room with the other 3-way."
Or to the other room
I
by
love
yourself,
you.
we're the 1-way and we have the 2-way. Yeah.
That's right.
Like meet Christophe in the other room.
That's right.
It's dark, you know. If you see the glow in the dark thingy, it's just his 2 fingers.
we're
2 fingers.
gonna play 3-way hide and seek, and you go hide first.
Exactly. That's how I used to do when I used to. Like my girlfriend used to be my best friend's sister, and to
Huh?
make out with her because we were young, I used to then say, "Okay, let's go play hide and seek." At first, we would get found on purpose after 20 seconds, then do it again 20 seconds, and then he would go hide. And, we would not look for him. We would hide, and for hours we would make out, and he would be looking for us. And yeah, that was awesome.
Kent's like, I can't relate.
That's
He's like,
exactly it.
friends, girls,
I
making
love
out.
Ken.
Social
He's like-
relations.
He's the easiest one because he doesn't say anything until you say something to him. I love Ken.
By the way, how does it? I was wondering how does it work in America?
I don't know if you noticed, but I was saying things, but nobody heard it.
No.
Like,
Ken, it's because you're
unless
too.
it's for making fun of me, nobody hears me.
I know it's because you're too. What did you say? You're too empathetic. Americans
Yeah,
are not
that's true.
empathetic.
That's true.
No.
See,
No.
look, Lindsay knows. Chip knows.
I think he's too polite. He just doesn't barge in there. He's just too.
But I love Kent is one of my favorite people on the
Oh,
Luxembourg.
thank you.
You know, like what's his name? Dipu? He just plans fucking shit and then doesn't do it. That's weird. Whatever. I'm just gonna hold on to that forever.
I just want to notice that I've just been friend zoned by the lesbian. That's fantastic.
It's okay though. You have been friend zoned the whole time. Even my wife friend zoned you. It was cool.
What the fuck? I told
Hey.
twice to your wife.
Our last friend zone guy, he was our sperm donor for about a year. So hey, whatever. It's cool.
I don't want to hear that story. I was so not ready to hear sperm donor out of the world.
Kent, can you send us your sperm
I guess
so
I guess
that we
the
can
thing.
create a human?
The next question is what's
Sure,
the extraction? How's the extraction?
Yeah, I was wondering the same.
That makes
Okay.
a difference.
Straight to the front or a bucket?
So yeah, well, Kent probably could fill about. Let's just look at this thing, and then like right here, like where my finger is.
No, I'm not talking about the amount. I'm talking about the procedure.
So you just put it in a cup, and then you.
So
freeze it.
he's doing it on his own. It's not like you guys are helping him. So it's.
Yeah, like
So then
our other
you two
guy-
would be 2 girls and 1 cup.
Yeah.
No.
Pretty much. Yeah. Like Kent, like our other dude that is one of our very good friends. He was about 7 states away, and then there was just FedEx priority to us.
How? Did it came out as a cheese?
No, so you have to send a whole kit, Kent, and then you get it in the freezer, and then they freezer it to you. I guess it's a freezer truck, and then it gets to your house, but you have to sign for it because it can't be left out of the freezer.
Right.
And then
Yeah,
when you're
stray
ready to
cats will
do
get it.
boom chicka bow wow, then you bring it out.
Turkey baster.
Oh,
Like a
that
There you
won't
go.
have mini meat running around. No, that's way too much.
Guess like this is the only way I'll have children.
I don't want any.
I
Oh my
love
God.
it. I love it.
Imagine, but just imagine the cultural mix. I'm whatever, and he's Filipino.
So listen to this. Actually, you'd have to be mixed with a Shane because then it'd be too like white. Because look at me, Ken. Look at me.
I'm not that white.
It's got to look kind of like her. At least like if she had it, like it'd look a little bit like me. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's where I stand on it. Like, if it were a black dude, I'd be like, if it were Chip, I'd be like, yo, let me carry. I probably still wouldn't carry the baby.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
Let's just get this all straight. I cannot carry the baby because like Shane can go weeks without working out and have a 6-pack. I cannot. So, I still want to have sex with my wife. I want to be sexy. So, whatever. I'm a normal Filipino. I get fat after 30.
You're on a different clock.
Exactly. That's what I don't get. Like one time my wife and I did this like fitness competition and I was like, this is really hard for me. She's like, I've never done it before. Let me see how many I can do. And it was like this leg tuck thing and it was pull-ups. And I was like, okay, yeah, do it. I've been working on it for 7 months. And then she did 7. I was like, oh, I can't do 1. And then I said, let's go run. Bring your inhaler.
If you loved her, you would bring an inhaler for her. I keep telling you.
But that's the thing. Do I just buy them on the black market?
That's right.
Where do I get one? I've never even had one before. Like, before her, I used to say they were for the weak. Now I just keep that shit to myself.
Yeah, I still say
I'm
that.
not going to save you when you can't be responsible for yourself.
That is very true. That is very true. See?
That's horrible. That's like that Louis C.K. joke about peanut allergies.
Hey, I made my
that one is
nephews eat
good.
peanuts at age 18 months just so they wouldn't have the peanut allergy.
Right.
One of them almost died, but it's okay.
That's right.
Did you have a chicken pox party also?
My mom did. She's Filipino.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I did not do that because I did think I was going to die when I had that. Anti-vax my ass. And now I'm like, I don't know, maybe, Mom.
I feel like that's a strictly American thing also. Us being crazy enough to throw our kids in a room with a highly contagious disease.
Yeah, I just know it from South Park.
Go
Yeah, no, that they have spit parties, You have to spit in each other's mouth.
Oh, now we're getting into spit roasting? Okay, let's go.
Okay, so the American thing, I mean, that's still happening right now. They're like, just open everything. Everybody will get COVID.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you were. No, you weren't in that discussion. I actually had COVID. I've actually.
God damn, you're old and you're alive?
I'm basically about a week and a half out of recovery. So.
See, that's what I'm gonna say about okay, I had this joke
wasn't
about
fun.
Brown and white people being sick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't tell when brown people are sick. When white people are sick, they look even more ghostly. And you gotta send their asses home. They'll get everybody sick. Like brown people get everybody sick because they don't look sick. I one time got accused of faking I was sick. I was like, I don't ever assume I'm sick, but I'm pretty sure I'm sick. I got everybody in the office sick because they're like, you're brown, you don't look sick. Because I still looked pretty happy. But then the white guy who was next to me who got sick 2 days later, he looked like he might die. their veins start showing and shit. I'm like, I can't help. I have pigmentation. I don't get it. So anyway, that was one of my jokes I was gonna tell today, but we only had 4 minutes, Chip.
I know.
By the
But
way, you
yeah.
want to try that word game that David was talking about? Just
Holy
one go.
okay, but
I
can
just
I
thought about
put you guys? I'm gonna turn off my thing, my photo, so you can't see me peeing because I have been drinking since at 5 a.m. I couldn't pee or drink. That's what I meant. But I will try it.
But we can still hear you though.
Yeah,
I
I was
don't
thinking
know.
the same.
You won't hear me
Volume
pee. I'm
up.
pretty stealth about the whole
Oh,
situation.
okay.
I even got a squatty potty.
Oh, those are great. They will help you shit in the forest when you go running.
Dude, it did help me. I'm gonna post that fucking picture. I don't care. Fuck you guys.
An old colleague of mine used to send me pictures of his shit.
Dude, I sent it to my twin sister because I usually poop on the toilet with her. Can you hear me peeing? See, you can't hear me peeing?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, let me mute myself then.
We took our friendship to a whole new level.
I'm
holding it in my face, you know.
for
I
my
can't just do the
fetish
same.
site. I'm recording it for my fetish site, so
Yeah.
I need to get the correct spelling for your name so I can tag it.
You know that we are still live, right?
That's right. The stream.
I do know that. That's why I muted you people.
Jay, I think you need to go on a bunch of like photography websites and like just post it as like a high quality like landscape photo and just wait for people to find it.
No, just go to ratemypoop.com. See what score you get.
Oh God.
I've been on there once, that website. I did not like what I saw.
No. Nothing artistic, you know. No one's.
Just, I think,
No one's.
those people ate.
Nobody's pooping the Taj Mahal or anything like that.
No Taj Mahal. No, not even like fresh brioche-looking things or chocolate donuts. No, just things that are not. Doesn't look like it came out of a human.
Right.
It looked like an alien exploded in the toilet.
What? Any corn? Any corn? You see any corn?
Oh no.
Ash is back from peeing. She didn't even wash her hands, you know.
I did wash my hands.
COVID,
What are you
COVID,
talking
right?
about? I pee very fast. My wife thinks it's amazing.
Well, you know, like you were saying, I'm old. I don't pee very fast. I'm old. I don't have that stream like a young man. My stream's like it's like a ketchup pump at a McDonald's. It's just squirt, squirt, squirt. You know?
I personally am very efficient with my bathroom use. Jay, I might be able to be your friend with the forced pooping.
There you go.
You see? Do you know how to force yourself to poop? My thing is, right, is like if I go much more than 4 miles, which I'm on this. Okay, let me just say this. I don't know how it is in Europe, but the Americans will get this participation awards, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So here I am. Like people are like, oh, so there's a minimum amount you can run in 1 month and you will get an award. And I'm like, this is not a competition.
Like a marathon?
Yeah, it's well, it's 168 miles, Christophe, if you want to participate. But and I can get your name on a plaque. But the thing is like, okay, how is that a competition? It should be the most amount of miles, right?
Right.
That's why I'm not running marathons. Everyone gets a medal.
Gets a medal.
Have you seen? That's a hard thing
this?
to do.
I know.
Have you seen these ultra marathons? Have you anybody?
Yeah, like the Ironman or the double Ironman. It's crazy.
Did you guys see the guy that stayed on a fucking treadmill for 12 hours and 9 minutes? 100 fucking miles.
Well, these fighting with his wife.
These ultra
right?
But these ultra marathons are like that. I mean, they're like 3-4 day runs.
Yeah.
And the woman who's like at the top competitor, apparently she used to have really bad epileptic seizures, and so she had a brain surgery to alleviate it, and part of the surgery cut into the amygdala of her brain, so she has a really weird sense of time, So she's sort of always in the moment. And because she's always in the moment, she doesn't feel mental fatigue, and she's just killing people. She did a race in Canada where she ran for like a day in the wrong direction. She realized it, reversed back, and she still won the competition. It's like,
Fuck that.
and
I ran 1 mile out of the way once and I
right.
But
quit.
actually that Salomon used to do ultra marathon.
Who's Salomon?
I
You
think
know the
fish.
guy screaming all the time.
Oh, really? Salmon. Okay. Really?
Chris know all right off the bat. Oh yeah, the guy who's screaming.
Wait, one of our people?
Yeah.
You know, the fat boy who looks
Who?
like me, but fatter and shorter.
Oh, wow.
More fit looking.
Oh, I would not have assumed he did anything
That must have been a
physical.
long time ago.
I don't know. I mean,
I
it's
mean,
what he told me that. I don't know if it's true or not, but
yeah, or it's a
he
lie.
told me this.
It's not true, Ken.
I don't know.
I used to,
Salmon.
I used to do marathons, but then my Uber bill just got so high. I just had to quit.
Because my old boss used to do Ironmans once a year, and that's pretty
Mhm.
crazy as well.
Yeah.
I once bought a hat for an Iron Man. That was fun.
Just
People
so you can
ask
tell
me.
people. Yeah.
I mean, I like the movie.
Yeah, actually, it would surprise me if he never actually did an Iron Man. He just went to some Comic Con dressed as Iron Man and said, "I did Iron Man this weekend."
Yeah.
That's more my type of shit.
Yeah.
No, so I actually had a team. Okay, so like I said, I run a lot. Like this is no brag, but I got to go to DC to run a race this last year, and there was an
Marathon, are
Asian
they a
woman,
Marine Marathon?
10 miler, Army 10
Okay.
miler.
Army came out. Okay.
How long
Um,
did it take you?
it took me. I qualified in 76 minutes, and then I ended up running it in like 75 minutes. That's not the important
It's a
part of this
beautiful run,
race,
really scenic.
Christoph. It is. But the important part of it was my first 5 miles were very fast, Christoph. It was under like 35 minutes. But I can't run distance. I hate it. So anyway, so I run this race and I have my hat on that first off, I told my little sister we shouldn't buy these hats because I was like, people are gonna ask me about this fucking Iron Man. And guess what? One of my fucking teammates was at that Iron Man. I was like, oh, you ran that Iron Man? I was like, no.
You should have said.
Because
You should have said. You probably didn't see me because I was all the way at the front.
no, dude, you can Google people. You know why I know that? Because I Googled all my teammates from last year who qualified for this race. I was like, okay, 77, I can beat that person. 76, if I just run a little harder. Okay, yeah. But anyway, that's what happened to me. Never buy an Iron Man hat from something you never did.
You got outed.
It was the most like embarrassing thing I've ever seen I've ever done in my life, in the sense of like I only wore the hat because it was sunny.
Mm.
If there's a video tomorrow of you pooping in the forest on some German website, that'll be more embarrassing.
Dude, I wouldn't doubt it though.
They love
I'm not
that
gonna
shit.
lie.
Germans are weird. They're into weird stuff.
Do they? Because I was by a what's that thing called where people get buried when they're dead? What's that?
Cemetery?
What's the thing called? Cemetery. Cemetery. I was by
Cemetery.
one of those. Yeah.
Mm.
But
Wait,
you think they're recording me, Christoph?
You pooped at a cemetery? Did you
If I
poop?
saw somebody pooping
Did you
in the
poop on
forest, I would
someone's
instantly record it. That would be my first reaction because it would be
Did you
funny.
poop at someone's grave?
I did not do that. I
Okay.
pooped in the woods
Because
behind the cemetery.
that could be a hate crime. That could be a hate
Oh
crime.
shit! Don't even get me started on hate crimes, Ken. This could be 7 hours long. But no, I did poop behind the cemetery because it was like I was like, oh my god, where's the nearest forest? And I was
Right.
like, cemetery, and then it was a parking lot, and then there was a forest. I'm not
It
gonna
was-
say it was a real
it was-
forest like
it was-
American forest, but it was like woodline.
It would be just your luck if you shit on a grave. It turned out to be a Jewish grave. Then you'd be in a
Oh my
lot.
god, it would be horrible.
Then you'd
Oh
be in a
yeah,
lot
that
of
would be
trouble.
horrible.
I once
But
got
you,
lectured by a Polish guy about how many Jewish graves are not in Germany. So it'd be really hard if I pooped on one.
Yeah, that would be.
He
although
was like,
yeah, yeah.
what'd you say, Chris?
No, it's a Jewish grave. You can always use the American card and say, "We came to save your asses." Okay.
That's
Right? I'm
You
just
can always
shitting
say
here
that.
because I wanted to know you're fertilized.
I wanted you to know that I give a shit.
Holy shit. But yeah, so that was my day today. It's been a long
No,
day.
yeah. No, but honestly, if I would ever see somebody shit in the forest, I would instantly film it and probably put it on YouTube.
Stop! Why would you film that
Because
shit?
it's funny and it's random and it never happens. You know, it's so
No,
yeah.
I guess you've never been to America. That's
That's right.
I have, but I haven't seen anyone
Just
shit
like-
in the forest. I didn't go into forest when I was in
Here-
America.
Hear how you want to hear how ununique that is? In New York City, they actually have signs on the street and on buildings that say no peeing. Like, image of somebody peeing with the circle and the strike through. So that means it happens so often they've got to tell you not to pee here.
Yeah, but pee and poop
Exactly.
is still like, I mean, pee I would do everywhere, but poop.
Here's the thing, Christophe. In America, there is like if it's a trail like I was running on today, every 2 miles there would be a like an actual place to poop. Like you walk in and you go and you poop.
Porta potty.
Yeah, here there is none of that shit. And I see people shitting everywhere. I once stepped in human shit.
So there is plenty of that shit.
But what about
Very,
the
very
toilet
little
paper
is sacred in
situation?
America.
That's right.
Do
Exactly.
you run around with
see?
toilet paper, or do you just hope for a clean poop, no wipe?
That's right.
So today I did. Okay, I'm just
There's
sharing
no toilet
too
paper
much.
left here, so no.
I'm sharing too much, but I did take a couple leaves off the tree to make sure I did a
Okay, that's
man
fine.
poop.
Oh yeah, true. Leaves are
Yeah.
fine. Just
I
hold the
was
butt,
a-
though.
I was an
But it was a phantom poop, so there
There you
was no poop on my butt.
I was an Eagle Scout, so we were always taught you always reach up for natural toilet paper. Never reach down because you never know if you're going to pick up poison oak or poison ivy. That's always
Mm.
down. And you always reach up for natural toilet paper.
I did start saying my butt itched because my wife has this like butt putty. I guess you put it on your butt.
Is that to
German thing. And
is that to bleach it? Is it what
I don't even know what it is. It's supposed to stop itching. So
Oh,
I
okay.
was like, babe, should I put this on my butt? And then she was like, no, unless you're like feel like you're having an allergic reaction, don't. And I was like,
Oh, okay.
so I walked away and I walked back and I was like, oh, I feel like my butt's starting to itch.
So baby, so basically it's for diaper rash, is what you're telling us.
That's what it. So I can't read German. I don't even bother doing the German translation thing on my phone anymore. But that's what it is for. There is a baby on it.
That's it. There you go.
See? But anyway, so that's been my butt rash experience.
We're covering a lot here on your bodily stuff. So what I really want to know now is what did you have to eat today? We haven't gone above the neck yet. Let's go above
My
the neck.
wife is making me be a vegan. I'm just saying. So I have been pooping. I'm like, oh my gosh, like if this is what it's like, I have to poop so much. I don't know. I don't know how long I can do this.
Yeah.
But I thought you said your wife was black.
See? You see? Even Lindsay understands. She's a black woman from Mississippi. That's all I'm gonna say about it. But now, it's weird because,
Now is she from Hattiesburg?
So,
Where in
no, she's
Mississippi?
Brandon, Mississippi. It's
Brandon.
the richest county in So
Oh, that
they're
explains
vegans
it.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Her dad's a doctor, so she's like, so she's into holistic like stuff, right? And I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, that's cool. But now I'm a vegan, kind of. I say things like, hey, I might have to keep my enzymes in
Protein
my
level
stomach.
high.
Yeah. So Ken, I made this excuse up about like my enzymes in my stomach. Well, I shouldn't say that. She's probably listening, but she knows. Anyway, I didn't make this up. Let's retract that statement. I did. So if I deploy forward, sometimes I can't just eat tomatoes, cucumbers, and rice, right? I might have to eat the meat. So I get to eat meat like once every 6 weeks.
Woo.
Popeye's chickens.
Oh, that's okay. You're still vegan because that ain't meat.
I know. Chicken nuggets aren't meat either. I keep trying to convince her of
Popeyes,
that.
Popeyes is meat. Popeyes chicken nuggets.
Stop it,
Yeah.
Chip. You know it's not.
I know it is. I know it is.
Were you the
I
one
have a,
that stabbed
I
the
have a,
guy at
I have
Popeye?
a woman. I have a woman when I go to my Popeyes. This particular one, she always slides me extra chicken in whatever I order, and
Nice.
I can't figure out. I can't figure out if she likes me or she's trying to give me a heart attack. I don't know where to go with this. I don't.
Maybe she likes you, dead.
Or she's yeah, likes me dead.
Kent, that is the meanest thing I've ever heard you say in your life.
You know, it's not mean.
I know. That's what I'm
It's
saying.
not mean. I'm just pragmatic.
You know, though, your transition from lesbian to vegan makes sense, though, because you guys clearly, obviously, don't eat meat anymore.
I know. And that's like, but that's her transition. I never ate meat. It's cool, whatever, we're cool. Like, but what's crazy is like she makes me eat it all. Like, I'm cool. I don't care. I'm Filipino. I grew up very poor. Like, I didn't even know what Lucky Charms, like real Lucky Charms, tasted like until I was 12. So, I was just like it was weird because I was the opposite. Like,
Uh-huh.
oh, I don't want to try the store brand Lucky Charms. Like, it was weird when I tried the real Lucky Charms. Like, I thought I got a cavity immediately. Like, the
Right.
store brand was better for me.
So where were you born?
I was born in National City, California.
Oh, okay.
The Little Manila. Little Manila.
That's cool.
No,
Yeah, one of my best
nobody's from
friends.
California.
One of my best friends is Filipino. Uh, his grandfather was the ambassador to the United States from the Philippines.
And then the new president took over and he got killed? What?
No, this was in the 40s. It's funny because it was in the
Wait,
40s.
you're that old? How are you
Huh?
still alive from COVID?
I'm not that old. But
and
interestingly,
you said I was mean?
right?
Kent, I'm American.
What's interesting is that
me.
he and I became friends in Memphis because we both lived in Memphis. And his grandfather was ambassador to the United States from the Philippines in the 40s, and my grandfather was the ambassador from Haiti in the 40s, and they knew each other. So it was really weird that our grandfathers knew each other, but it took us moving to Memphis to actually meet each other. So it's like,
Holy shit.
but
I didn't even know there were Filipinos there.
oh, yeah, a ton. Their last name is Yap.
Yak?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yap, Y-A-P.
That's a Filipino
Yap.
name.
That's a Filipino name.
Mine's Mexican name-ish, I guess, is what people tell me. El Cordo. It's weird.
Very Mexican.
Is it Chris? Is it Chris? Is
Or
it
Spanish,
Mexican?
Spanish, Mexican, yeah.
That's it.
It
No,
sounds
I
like
mean
the start of a
Spanish,
pasta.
the white one. Whatever the white people are, Spanish for sure.
But that's the way Americans do. It's like, where are you from? Guatemala. Oh, you're Mexican, huh?
Dude,
You're from Nicaragua. Oh, you're Mexican, huh?
for real. Like like I told you, I moved to Middle America, and people were like, "You're Mexican. You're black." And I'm
Right.
like, "Wait, have you seen a black person?" I
Anyone,
started like doing my hair different.
anyone south of Texas is Mexican. Doesn't matter. You're Mexican.
True. It is true. I didn't even go to Mexico once because I thought I wouldn't come back from the border. It's weird. My is now a Trump supporter. I'm very
Ooh.
confused. I say,
Well,
Mom,
that's
we
How?
would get locked up in the truck and
because
hit the wall.
Filipinos are very conservative. There's always been a big swath of Filipinos being Republican. That's the
What I think is weird though is like Filipinos are the black Asians. And like we're just like, yeah, let's have Trump in office. Oh my god. I'm glad I'm educated. Let's
yeah.
not. Like I told my mom, you're on a flimsy green card right now, lady. Maybe, you know.
Maybe that's just like Cubans. Cubans are Republicans too. It's like
I don't understand it. It's crazy. Oh man. Can't wait till the elections. Well, I can because we're about to have another 4 years of this shit. So, you know. You know what
I
I'm
hope not.
saying?
I hope not. I hope not.
Hey, Chip,
Yes.
Chris, Kent, and Lindsay, are we gonna have another 4 years? First off, let me just say this. Like, I love being an American, especially since I don't have to know any other language, even though I'm in another country. But as things are now, we're about to have this shit. Like, they're replacing like the whole ID verification thing with like not being able to vote virtually. Like that's what this is. So
Well,
I'm just
a lot of states are pushing for vote by mail. I mean, we have 5 states that have been doing it since like 2011. Like this
yeah.
this whole thing is not rocket science, but Trump let it slip out of the bag. I guess about 6 weeks ago, he did a when they were doing the first stimulus, he accidentally said, that they wanted all this stuff in about vote by mail. Said you can't do that because if he did that, then no Republican would ever win a national election. So it's like, and Republicans have been working on voter suppression. That's been in their playbook for a long time. He's just the first one to actually say it out loud. But
I'm gonna vote in Christophe. That's
there
what
you
I'm
go.
gonna do. Get his American citizenship as president.
I'll just.
He's like, I don't want to move to America. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, when I was in the States, I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
Wait, where were you in the
I
States?
was
So
in
let's be real.
4 places. So Miami,
Uh-huh.
Orlando,
Cuba?
Key West,
Okay,
Yeah.
Cuba.
Key West, and New York.
So you went to 2 places in Florida and New York.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and honestly, whenever I was in Miami, wherever I went into, they only spoke Spanish. I fucking hated it. I was like, finally get to go to America, speak English everywhere, and I was like, how much is this? ¿Qué? I was like, no, not again, not again. I can go to fucking Spain to get people to tell me ¿qué? Yeah, that really sucks in Miami.
Holy shit. He was American for a minute.
Yeah.
See? Chris knows the struggle.
That's it.
I know,
Love
it was
it.
awful. It was
I
awful.
know it. Now I feel like it's not just me here in Germany. I'm glad.
I really wanted to use the European card. I'm from Europe. I wanted to meet American girls. I met 0 American girls. Sucked.
Chris, like I've said before, look at you. You look like an American white man. Like
I know.
I'm just saying.
I know.
Like nobody's gonna be like, I think he's European.
I know. This was before Tinder as well. Before Tinder, so
You don't look exotic. You don't look. Yeah.
Kent, he would only get girls if he moved to Midwest America, and then he wouldn't like them.
Why? Why?
He's from the Midwest. Okay, so look at you, Kent. You have a mustache.
Yes, and what's wrong with my fucking mustache?
That's
I'm
right.
just saying, like the younger
But
Western girls
Are
would
you
be like,
kidding? Come on, come on. He would kill it in Cleveland. He would be drowning in pussy
Is
in
that the Midwest
no, I'm gonna be
anymore?
killed in Cleveland.
That is
Cleveland.
true. He's
Who
not
wanna go
LeBron,
there?
people.
But I already told you last week, like during the quarantine, you can't use that Tinder passport, right? And
Mhm.
I was huge in South America. I never matched. I never matched that much in my entire life.
Yeah, a
they
friend of
were
mine, he
they were
applied
looking
vacation
for a
to
green
Russia.
card out. They were looking for a way out.
A friend of mine, that's how he
Exactly.
met his wife. He put his Tinder location to Moscow.
That's
He
right.
found a wife there. And she's really nice and all, but still
It's
strange to me.
exactly why my first message was not "Hey," it was just "No pesos." Yeah.
That's right.
Anything but pesos. Shekels, fine. Dude, so, okay, this is going to sound a little mean, but some of my friends, I'm not going to say all of them, I'm all like, you know what? You should go to like Romania, even Bucharest, and all these places where like it's a poorer country. You'll find a
Right.
wife easy.
That's right.
Oh, definitely,
Yep.
definitely.
We call we call that Eastern Bloc area. That's sort of like Europe's Mexico. That's
Oh
Exactly.
yeah, for
Exactly.
sure, for sure.
Like, I'm 35, I'm thinking you're 40. Like, yo, you gotta get married at some point, especially if you keep talking about kids.
right.
Like, you can't have them by yourself. You're a dude. Like, it's weird. What's that
Have you
thing
thought
called?
have you thought about a catalog? Have you thought like I think Trump did okay, so maybe you could order one.
I, I've thought about it, but the problem is okay, like my problem is like not a lot of like a lot of Asian men are all like, oh, I don't want to donate my sperm and bullshit like this because they're Roman Catholic, whatever. But and I want them to kind of look like me, but then
Uh-huh.
I don't want to ask my brother, who would probably
Well,
be glad to do it
actually,
because
actually,
he's
actually, I
never
was
gonna have kids.
actually I was talking to Ken. Actually, I was talking to Ken about getting
Oh,
a girl. If he ever thought about ordering
Oh,
one.
there.
Ken's
No,
still
I'm not
running
totally
around.
sure about the warranty. That's the problem.
That's right.
I wasn't aware there was a high demand for Asian male sperm.
That's
For
right.
Yeah, me
me, there
neither.
is.
Which I never heard ever.
For me, there is. It's funny
I
because a
think
lot
I
of
think I think there's a draw if you get them near Fukushima because there's the option of the superpower maybe from the radiated sperm. I don't know.
Yeah, either superpower or three arms, but you never know what you're gonna fall.
that is very true.
or
That
you
is
could
very
get
true.
or you can get kids that glow in the dark so they're easy to find. So it's like
See, it's just like the
Definitely.
condoms, Chris.
Exactly. Not my comment.
I think I would actually need that because I've decided I won't be a good parent.
he's he's the best kid. He's the best kid to play hide and seek with. He glows in the dark.
Definitely.
Holy shit. That'd be crazy though. That would be crazy. I did have a Turkish friend once. He was telling me about what's that thing that blew up over there? The nuclear
Bombs.
plant.
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl.
Well, that's in Russia. That was in Russia.
Yeah, but
Ukraine.
he was saying like Turkey had like the cloud over them. I
Uh-huh.
don't know if this was a conspiracy theory. It could have been.
Yeah. Well, the
But
wind would have been blowing that way.
Yeah, we
so
weren't
he
allowed
told
to
me
go on the
that's why
grass for
he
a
was
week
so
after it
smart.
happened.
That's why he was so smart. He said he was born during conceived during that
Ah.
time.
No, it's not. It's not because of that. It's just that all the other baby died.
Oh
Exactly.
God.
Bullshit. But now he's on the run from the Turkish government. I don't know. I'm just like,
Okay.
dude, I don't even know how I meet these people usually. I'll just go
Probably on
different
internet.
places.
Probably on internet.
No, this
right.
is in person. He was one of my best friends. And then he's like, he texted me one day from a cryptic text message. Yo, I'm going on the run. And I'm like, what? What does that even mean? Like, I grew up in gang banging
Right.
LBC. And I'm like,
You sure? You sure that was going on a run? It wasn't like he's.
Oh, I haven't
Yeah,
heard
he
from
wanted to
him in
run with
6 years.
Yeah, maybe he's just starting his
It's,
marathon
it's
career
yeah.
and he
It
wanted
was
to get
Right.
it was an
good.
ultra marathon. It was an ultra marathon. He's like he's,
It,
he's like the
it was.
Forrest he's like the Forrest Gump of Turkey. He's still running back and forth across Europe.
It probably could be. Like, we're not allowed there right now, but whatever. But yeah, that had to have been like 6 years ago. It was crazy. I was just like, oh, and I did think the same thing a little bit. I was like, oh, he's just gonna go to Europe, but haven't heard from him. I think, whatever. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I could be.
Right. They play one on TV.
I do.
So the other lady in the room. I don't know if I caught your name.
Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi.
I wish you would just shut up. I mean, you're just yapping and yapping and yapping.
Yeah,
She's
exactly.
so loud.
Exactly. That's okay. So I got roped into this shit. I am straight up not a comedian. I don't know if I'm a comedian or just a bitch.
That's pretty funny. So
that's about all I can do. I have like banter back and forth. I'm James's agent. Girlfriend, just tell him I'm his agent. He doesn't know yet.
Oh, just James?
Yeah.
Wait, let me see. I did see you this morning. Okay.
Yeah.
So is just James the J up here that we can't see?
No. Yeah. You missed the whole point where his internet is crap and Getro and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. I loved his he did the James Bond song, right?
Yes, co-written by me.
Oh, I enjoyed that immensely.
Is that
Yeah.
on
So
YouTube? I
wait,
mean,
why don't
what
you
James
do
Bond
the
song?
comedy part?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you should have. I just invited you to that thing, so you're
Yeah.
gonna hear.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Because especially when he got to the end, because I was thinking when he did Casino Royale only once, and he'd done Moonraker, he had acknowledged Moonraker's double release, and I was like thinking, well, what about Casino Royale? And then he caught it up in the end. I was like, yeah, this guy's good. This guy is good.
Lindsay's good.
Yeah.
No.
I did. This was my thought on that though. Was like, oh, I've never watched any of these things. I
Really?
don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
That was my thought.
You've never seen a James Bond movie?
So when I say I watch things, I have it in the background, and if it's not a sports movie, it's just in the background. And my dad used to watch. So when I was growing up, I used to just hate everything my parents did. So my dad used to watch James Bond movies, so I just
Uh-huh.
hated it. Like, I was a bandwagon Buffalo Bills fan for a very long time because my mom liked the Dallas Cowboys. I had to learn everything about the Bills. I didn't even know what the hell was going on.
Well, all my teams have always been teams that oppose the Cowboys. So the Vikings, the Steelers, and Washington have
The
always been
Bills. The
your nemesis.
Bills.
I never
You
was a
had
Bills
to
fan.
like the Bills.
No,
They
never was.
literally. Oh my! You
Never
can't
was a
stop.
Bills fan.
How?
Never.
They literally played them
Never.
in an NFL. Oh my, okay,
Never.
No, Lindsay, save
Never.
us. Say
Never.
something crazy.
Never.
I got nothing.
Wait,
I got my
excuse,
I
got my.
I don't know what's
excuse me. Did I say never? Did I say never yet? Did anyone hear me say never yet? I meant to say never. I guess what I really mean is never.
Oh God.
I have my
Just
lesbian.
as a new European, I just want to say that we are talking about a sport that doesn't exist here.
It doesn't play any sports. Let's not kid ourselves.
They're trying. They started to play in England. They're trying to bring it to Europe, but
Yeah, but it's not Europe anymore, England.
that's right.
Exactly.
What does that mean?
Kick them out.
Is Europe? Is
Brexit.
England not part of Europe?
That's a
Oh,
Brexit.
yeah,
It's not.
That's a
Yeah, I
Brexit
forgot.
joke. Yeah.
They did tell me I had to get a passport. Guess I'll never go to England.
There we go.
It's not that much
It's
to
like
miss.
America. It's not? Oh my god.
Well, London's pretty awesome, except for London, it's a bit of a shithole.
Uh,
Oh, I love London.
Yeah,
I
London's
heard they
awesome.
had
It's really awesome.
Americanized food,
right.
unlike Luxembourg.
So what?
Yeah, yeah, food is amazing.
How does this work? How's this work for Ireland though? You know.
No, Ireland is Northern Ireland is part of not England but UK.
Of the UK,
So
right.
so that's more complicated for them as they're not in Europe anymore. But Ireland, that's still in Europe. I mean, it wasn't really in Europe. It's part of the Schengen community
Schengen zone.
without being in Europe. If I don't say any shit.
Yeah, it's Schengen zone, so you can still travel there.
You want to talk about a language that's fucking hard to learn? Try and learn Gaelic.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
What is Gaelic?
It's horrible.
It's the
hard.
Irish native tongue.
Oh, fuck that. I can barely speak English.
Like Luxembourgish sounds sweet.
I can sing it a little because I like Clannad, but it's about all.
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah, it's really good. I like that as well.
So that's as far as I can get.
There's a it's not it might be Ireland. 5-finger hat or something. 5 hats. They sing in English though. They're from Ireland.
Okay. Cool story, bro.
They're accommodating to the English people.
That's
I'm
right.
just saying.
They're English friendly.
Exactly. How would they get famous? So I don't know if you guys know this. Chris Hart, he started in UK, and guess what? Look at him now. You think he ever spoke any other language than English? Look at him.
No.
You think he spoke Luxembourgian, Chris?
I'm
Do you think
not
he went to
Luxembourgish. I've got nothing
Luxembourg?
to do with these people.
That's
Do you
right.
think
I just work here.
What do you speak in Brussels? I don't even know.
That's where I speak Flemish, so Dutch.
You think he spoke Flemish?
Arabic
Chris
for
Hart?
most of the people?
Dude, holy shit. That's funny. I do like Chris Hart though, even though he's too politically correct for me. So wait, okay. Now that we have Americans on board, okay, Chip and Lindsay, who would win between Chris Hart and Cat Williams?
Oh, you know, I think simply because I'm black, I got to go with Cat Williams, right?
Exactly. Oh,
Isn't it?
I'm just gonna Google these people, okay?
wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
First off,
Me neither.
you better look at
Chris
Cat Williams.
Hart wins on height, but I think Cat Williams wins on talent. So,
Is that black
Did
musician,
you-
Chris Hart?
no,
Chris Hart. Wait, are you serious? You don't know who Chris Hart
There's
is?
so many Chris Harts
I'm
out there. If I
serious.
put Google Images, it's like so many different ones.
It's the black guy.
comedian short.
Can we? Yeah. Let me stop moving the phone so much.
I told you I'm not a comedian. I haven't done my research.
Fuck. Okay. First off, Cat Williams said "tink tink" about the Paralympics. That's all I'm gonna say.
You say?
Chris Hart would never say that shit.
Did you ever hear the story of Twitter? His Twitter battle with Dave Chappelle?
I did hear that. That was crazy as fuck.
I like the out there vulgar comedians. We're
Right.
you know jumping into this new like learning that so many comedians are fucking snowflakes.
Yeah.
It's a shock.
Here's the story that's hilarious is that Dave Chappelle realized that there was this guy who was calling himself the real Dave Chappelle on Twitter. And so he was kind of funny, but then he started getting really rude. And he got into this Twitter battle with Cat Williams, the guy on Twitter who was called the real Cat Williams. So Dave went to this party and someone said, Cat's here looking for you. And Dave's like, oh shit, he's probably mad about this Twitter beef. And it's not even me. And so he goes downstairs and he sees Cat and he's talking to some people and drinking. And Dave's like going, I'm not on Twitter, man. I just want to let you know I'm not on Twitter. And Kat looks at me and goes, "What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not on Twitter either." So it turns out it's like two different guys battling under different names of Dave Chappelle and Cat Williams. It's like,
Holy shit.
Anyway, guys,
Cat
I'm gonna have to
Williams.
go soon. Because it's been longer than expected, and it's pretty late here.
Aw.
And my
You
straight
guys-
girlfriend is waiting for me.
oh,
Are
there
you
we
guys
go.
gonna woo woo?
No, the daughter's here.
Check a bow, check a bow,
Damn it.
So it's just gonna
If
be
you're gonna
sleep.
do that, make sure your mic is off.
That's right.
Oh, shit. We did have a guy with a mic on when he was.
Yeah, almost like last week. I'll close down the app before I go
Okay.
upstairs. But yeah. Anyway, it's been fun with chatting with you guys and laughing.
Nice meeting you, sir.
Yeah, you too. And we'll see
See
you
you, man.
Bye-bye.
sometime soon. Cool.
If I'm ever
Saturday.
if I'm ever in Luxembourg, I'll look you up and
Yeah, for sure.
demand that you let me stay in your extra room and have you feed me and stuff.
And then you can, if you barbecue for me, not grill, barbecue.
That's right. We'll get some pork butt and we'll smoke it all day, and then
Exactly. I'm sure that's easy to find pork butt in Luxembourg.
yep.
Is it easy to find?
All right, guys. Have a nice one.
Good
All
night.
right.
Cool.
Bye,
Bye.
Chris.
Bye. Bye.
Jay,
Yeah,
you're
so
like,
what-
really? Is it though? Because I haven't had meat in forever.